welcome to the high school football MVCC Game of the Week presented by Frickers and the Miami Valley Adapted Sports. It's week number 7, and we kick off the second week of conference play here at Careflight Field on the campus of Springboro High School, where the 4-2 Springboro Panthers are set to host the 5-1 Miamisburg Vikings. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jared Bergstrom alongside my partner, Michael Sliger. Quick recap of games last week. How did the Vikings fare, Michael?
Yeah, the Miamisburg Vikings picked up the first win at Holland Field in dominating fashion over the Fairmont Firebirds, 45-14. But it was also a bright spot for the Vikings because Valley View transfer Jake Netherton was finally available to play his first game for the Vikings, and he made his name known. 5 rushing attempts for 132 yards, rushes of 67 and 47-yard rushing touchdowns, and also a catch for a 77-yard touchdown. So over 200 yards of total offense. Netherton definitely made his name known in the GWAC.
And the Panthers last week played a hard-fought game on their second straight Thursday night game. They played the Beaver Creek Beavers really down to the final play as they won 31-28. It was sloppy for the Panthers, only mustering 212 total yards. And their two big receivers, Nick Kovacs and Tyler Tischler, only caught 6 passes for a total of 56 yards and 1 touchdown. But a strong defensive stand by the Panthers clinched the game for them as they stopped the Beavers 3 times from inside the 10. Both teams here are looking for their first conference win of the year, but Springboro is also looking to get a little bit of revenge on these Miamisburg Vikings. Last year, the Vikings came back from late behind in the final game of Harmon Field in Miamisburg to win 35-32, which pole vaulted the Vikings into the playoffs. So,
in the background there, you see the on the right side of your screen, the hometown. Actually, the Panthers are taking on the field on one side, and here come your Vikings on the other.
It is actually for middle October. It's 78 degrees. It's actually pretty warm for high school football. Not really any rain, partly cloudy. What do you have on the field or about Miamisburg's head coach Steve Chanel?
Right now, 36-13 records, 0-3 in the playoffs. Formerly Edgewater head coach from 2004 through 2011. Overall, a 52-31 record, 88-44 overall record. Currently with the Vikings, they have so far scored 224 points this year and only allowed 89, so almost a 3-1 margin. So they're doing very well on offense, making some big plays on defense and keeping the opponent from scoring quite as much. 5-1 overall this season. They're 2-1 at home. Currently ranked 32 in Ohio in Division I and 393 in the country. So this Miamisburg program has really turned around in the last 3 or 4 years and become a much bigger force in GWAC than what they had been previously. Now, it's nice to see the team really do better.
Right. And with Ryan Wilhite and the Panthers, he's been here since 2006. Previous coaching experience, he actually came from the college level, tight ends coach at Wittenberg University for 2 years, 6 years under the playoff powerhouse in Wayne under their head coach for 6 years, 5-time GWAC South Coach of the Year, 76-36 overall here at Springboro, 1-4 in the playoffs, 4-2 this year, and he gets credit for giving the Panthers their first playoff win.
And right now we have Military Appreciation Night here at Springboro High School, Careflight Field. So there in the center field, you see the presentation of colors.
We're going to toss it down to the band for the national anthem real quick.
What camera am I, Richard?
very nice rendition of the national anthem there by the Springboro Panther Marching Band.
So real quick here, Michael, before the kickoff, what has to happen for the Vikings tonight to get another win over the Springboro Panthers?
Yeah, well, I think the Vikings defense is going to have to make some stops. Seems like they've been doing that pretty well so far. Offensively, Miamisburg needs to continue to utilize Jake Netherton. Last week against Fairmont, the Vikings had great success with him. It was his first game of eligibility after transferring from Valley View. Netherton seemed like he didn't miss a beat, totaling over 200 yards of offense and 3 total touchdowns. They need to keep the ball running behind Josh Myers. Last week, every time that the Vikings ran behind the big Ohio State commit, they averaged 10.2 yards per rush. Not too shabby. Definitely don't let up. Last week against the Firebirds, the Vikings sort of let up a little bit. But now that you're in conference play, the playoff committee is watching every game closely, so dominating win over a big Division I rival will get you maximum points for win, which is something that the Vikings need here late in the year. Get as many computer points as you can possibly get. How about Springboro? Oh, actually, before defensively. Watch out for Nick Kovacs and Tyler Tischler. These kids are fast and elusive. First and third in G-Walk in receiving. Vikings receivers in the middle of them at second. If you can't hit them at the line of scrimmage or get physical, but still play fair, you're going to have yourself alone all night. Liam Foley. This year the running backs' totals might be down a little bit due to the dominance by Kovacs and Tischler, and also coming off a torn ACL last season, but he still has breakaway speed and tackle-breaking elusiveness that we're used to seeing from the running back. Sophomore quarterback Brody Maley doesn't run much, but when he does, he makes defensive pay for it. He won't run much throughout the game, but still watch out for it because a few of them are going to come. You've definitely got to limit the big quarterback plays. What do you see coming out of the Panthers tonight, Jared?
I think the Panthers offensively, they need to continue the ground and pound attack with Foley. This Miamisburg's defense last week actually gave up quite a few rushing yards to the Fairmont Firebirds. So if they want to shore up and get a win here, they're going to have to stop that inside rush with Foley as the opening kickoff is drilled by Cubander into the back of the end zone. Springboro, Melee needs to continue to target Nick Kovacs and Tyler Tischler on the edge with the one-on-one. Miamisburg won't be able to double cover both of them, so one of the receivers should be able to get the one-on-one advantage all night. Defensively, Springboro has to stop Jake Netherton. I mean, this kid, over 200 total yards last week against Firebirds and 3 touchdowns. He seemed absolutely on a menace. So, they got to limit the penalties if you're Springboro, and you got to force turnovers against this Miamisburg team. They will control the ball almost 3/4 of this game because of that ground and pound attack.
Well, after the kickoff, the Panthers started 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. What's your prediction for tonight, Jared?
I think the Vikings are going to come out, and I think they're going to beat the Springboro Panthers for the second year in a row, which really the Vikings need to get this win because they're right there at 7th spot in the playoffs, looking in at 8. Top 8 qualifies, so a win here against the Division I foe will actually give you better points. How do you think the outcome's going to come tonight?
I'm kind of leaning toward Miamisburg as well. Seems like they've had a little bit better luck defensively. The Panthers have scored quite a few points, but also allowed quite a few points. So far this year, they've scored 206, but allowed 187. So they're about half and half. They don't quite seem to be making the big stops like the Vikings have. So I think that may give them a little bit of the edge. We'll see how it turns out, but hopefully it should be an exciting game tonight.
As you see there, Vongzi completes a bullet across the middle to Tyler Johnson out to the 35, so gain of about 15 on the play.
Now they've got, looks like...
Oh, the chains moved, but the down marker hasn't changed.
Yeah, I think it's just getting it reset. So it looks like they're going to have 1st and 10 right on the 35 right now.
Vongzi hands off to Clark, and he's hitting the backfield immediately. That looks like number 28 for the Panthers, Zane Gray.
Yeah, he took a runner down for looks like about a 4-yard loss. They're going to spot it at the 31. So second and 14 from the 31-yard line.
You see Tyler Johnson check back into the game on your corner of the screen. Miamisburg doesn't use play cards to give off what they want their offense to do, so you're going to either see Vongzi, the quarterback at number 9, or Tyler Johnson, the receiver, come in from the sidelines every play to relay that message.
There you see Miamisburg in the white uniform, Springboro in blue tonight. Miamisburg currently moving left to right across your screen.
There's Jake Netherton as he gets his first carry here tonight, and he has the edge. And he will be close to the original line of scrimmage, actually maybe 2 yards positive to that. But he had a huge hole. There's Jake Netherton as he gets his first carry here tonight. And he just pushed out of bounds there late. It looked like it was Kovacs that maybe pushed him out.
Yeah, and Joe Polking kind of forcing him to the outside, but slowed him down a little bit, but he's still able to pick up some more yards after that.
I love that third down. It's like the Michael Myers is coming for you.
Halloween theme there. So we're looking at 3rd and 9 from the 36. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
You got Johnson down here at the bottom of your screen and Jake Ross at the middle.
Run goes up the middle. First down and more. 5, 7. Looks like he's going to gain 7 or 8 yards into Springboro territory.
That's just a pure strength run there by the fullback at Netherton.
So we've got 1st and 10 at the Panther 48 now.
I'd hate to see what Valley View's missing with him.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder how that really changed their program with his transfer. And here we hear the Miamisburg band playing Happy Birthday to someone.
It actually looks like it's their band director's birthday, so
okay.
That might be pick up a win there.
Quarterback under center, one receiver to the far side, man in motion, go to the far side, run goes up the middle.
That's
picks
Tony
up
Clark.
5, 10, 15,
He's
20,
gone.
25, 30, 35. He's going in the end zone, not touched.
So
that's a 48-yard rushing touchdown.
For Tony Clark there, number 24 in the middle of your screen. And it's all really right there thanks to number 58, Josh Myers, as he had a huge, but really he blocked 2 people at once here.
Nice run.
And Johnson had a nice block there from behind. That's 48 yards untouched against the Springboro Panthers defense is hard.
So 9:19 left in the first quarter. And the Vikings are up by 6. Let's see if we can get another additional point on the board. And it looks like it's good.
Blake Middleton's extra point is up and good.
So I mentioned some of the details before. Miamisburg Vikings on offense. Looks like quite a few times tonight we're going to be hearing Jake Netherton's name. 1 game so far, 5 rushes, over 200 yards. Also, Tony Clark for the year so far, 86 rushes for 521 yards, averaging 6.1 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. Jake Ross, 16 rushes for 288 yards, averaging 18 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well. Receiving, Tyler Johnson, 422 yards receiving, and also a 68-yard punt return. Defensively for the Vikings, looks like we're looking for Chris Myers, 38 tackles so far, 13 of which are solo, and he's got 2.5 sacks. Marcus Amasul also has 32 tackles, 1.5 sacks. 9 of those were solo tackles. So they quite a good team so far.
Last week in the game of the week, Chris Myers actually had a 25-yard strip sack fumble return for a touchdown.
Nice.
So he did it all himself last week against the Firebirds. As Blake Middleton's on to kick off here for the Vikings after their opening drive touchdown.
Nice booming kick's going to be fielded inside the 5 at about the 1-yard line.
That's Kovacs with the return out to about the 22.
So they're going to start out 1st and 10. Yeah, 21, maybe 22-yard line, depending on where they finally spot the ball.
Now, if you're the Vikings, you got to watch out which one's going to get the ball first, Kovacs or Tischler, as they're both lined up on the bottom side here.
Yeah, 2 receivers down here and only 1 guy providing coverage. That doesn't sound like a good matchup to start off with for the Vikings.
No, you got 25. It looks like Austin Turner's playing a little bit towards the middle of the field, but Liam Foley gets the carry up the middle.
Grimes is trying to cover 2 guys, number 30 for the Vikings, but the run goes up the middle, so luckily he didn't have to try and block 2 of the big guys out there.
I don't think that would work. I mean, you got the Toledo commit and Kovacs and Tischler. I mean, he could probably pick any of his commits.
Pass goes to the far side, complete. And receiver picks up a few yards, maybe about 5, maybe 6.
Tischler with the reception there, knocked out of bounds by Connor Musgrove. of the Vikings.
Ball now at the 31. Run goes up the middle.
And it looks like it's stopped, maybe even loses a yard.
Yeah, he didn't go very far at all. Back to probably about the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he may have lost a foot or two on that one. So they're going to have 4th and about 1. And it looks like here comes the kicking team.
That's a smart move. I mean, granted, you don't want to give the ball up quickly, but you can't give Miamisburg the vault from the 35 either.
Now, one of the big highlights, too, for the Springboro Panther team, Charlie Kubander, is their main kicker. So far, 20 punts on the year coming into tonight's game, averaging 38.5 yards per punt. So a nice stat there. Is one of the leading kickers in the GWalk stats. Longest punt of 63 yards, 6 punts inside the 20, and only 2 touchbacks.
I think that's why Netherton for the Vikings is standing back here at his own 24. Cubander is actually, he's already committed to going to Northwestern for soccer.
Okay.
As he's one of their big soccer players, too.
He's definitely got the foot. 23 out of 24 on field goal attempts, on extra points.
That's back to the 15 is Netherton, but he has a hold of the outside.
He's got a gap coming to the near side and finally tackled at the 21, maybe 22-yard line.
So about a gain of, or return of about 16, maybe?
Right around there. That's the replay. Nice kick from Kubander again.
Booming kick as it drove him down in back to the 15.
Ball's fielded at the 15.
But really running out of blockers, you get to the sideline, maybe see if you can work something there. And he's there out to the 30.
Yeah,
so
spots the ball right on the 30-yard line, so a 15-yard return. Yeah, Kubander 23 for 24 on extra points made. 6 out of 8's on field goals. His longest field goal so far for the year, 35 yards.
As Clark gets the carry.
And he's going to pick up about 3, it looks like.
Well, in last week's game, Miamisburg's kicker, Blake Middleton, he had a 40-yard field goal that was good. But with how much leg he had behind it and the distance he made it behind the thing, he probably could have made that from 50.
Okay. Here's a shot of your starting lineup for the Vikings. You see Tyler Johnson, number 13, at the bottom of your screen, looking for the pass, comes across the middle and caught.
And he catches it. And that's just number 12 for the Viking.
Cameron Roundtree.
He had a hold of his shoe, and that's the only way he got the tackle.
Yeah.
If not, I believe Johnson would have been gone. And he just
nice
fell
catch
down.
On there. Roundtree, yeah, you're right. Luckily got his hand on his foot and stopped him. Otherwise, there would have been nobody between he and the end zone. So we have 1st and 10 now at the 46-yard line for the Vikings. And they seem to be starting off strong.
Netherton gets the carry up the middle, and he has broke 2 tackles, and he's gone. And it's a foot race to the end zone.
To 20, 15, to the 10, to the 5. Almost tripped up, but he high steps it into the end zone after breaking another shoestring tackle. And that once again, either Roundtree or Myers.
It looked like, well, they both were there. I think Roundtree had that's 12 Roundtree, so almost comes up from the 5, but Netherton gets to celebrate. That's his 4th touchdown already for the Vikings in 2 games.
And only 1 quarter into the second game. So, very nice play, well executed, found a nice gap up the middle.
Right. That's just his determination to not quit. And his sheer strength and power. I mean, let me find him on my roster. He's 5'8", 210, and he has a really low center of gravity.
Kick is up and good. 14-0, 6:26 left in the first quarter here at Careflight Field in Springboro.
If you're Ryan Wilhite and the Panthers, you got to be scratching your head. But like last year, Miamisburg jumped out to a 21-3 lead at halftime, and Springboro slowly worked their way back into that game, taking the lead late. But that was with also having Elijah Cunningham as their quarterback, and not Brody Melee.
But he just already has that look of like a college running back.
Right.
Just the way he's moving on the field. And
I mean, he's taken 2-3 hits at the line of scrimmage, and it's like the linemen or the linebackers are falling down, and He's just like a bulldozer.
Panthers pretty spread out throughout the field. Miamisburg lines up to kick. Here's a shot of your Springboro student sections. Booming kick again. It's going to be fielded. No, it's going to be a touchback.
Looked like number 24 there, Griffin Brown, took his eye off the ball. It looked like he wanted to return it, but he took his eye off and it went in the end zone. So 1st and 10 from the 20 here for the Panthers.
Some of the other key players for the Springboro Panthers tonight. Brody Maley, 1,118 yards passing, currently second in the G-Walk. He's 95 of 147, 186 yards per game average, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 155.9. Liam Foley, rushing, 98 attempts for 440 yards. He already had 6 touchdowns, averaging 4.6 yards per carry. Dylan Jones, 30 rushes for 138 yards, averaging 4.6.
As that run up the middle by Liam Foley went nowhere, maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, got about 2 yards on the play after the spot. Yeah. Nick Kovacs already has 544 yards receiving and 138 yards as far as kick returns, averaging about 146 yards per game. Tyler Tischler, 422 yards so far receiving for the season. And gained about another yard there. Looks like we're going to have 3rd and, nope, they spot it back at the 22 again, so 3rd and 8.
Springboro cannot afford to go another 3 and out here.
No.
I mean, you're down 14 already, and we're not even halfway through the 4th quarter.
First quarter.
Oh, wow. I want to get this game done.
Man in motion, go to the top of your screen. Quarterback's back to pass.
Kovacs
complete.
Has it, and he'll have enough for a first down, it looks like, as he's out to the 30.
33, maybe. See where they finally spot it. 32, about 32 and a half. Close to the 33. So we got 1st and 10.
Well, they say football is a game of inches.
Mm-hmm.
Melee looking that way again. Kovacs catches it again and pushed out of bounds.
He's wrapped up by number 30, Tyler Grimes, and stopped. And then finishing the tackles, number 10, Michael Luafo.
Redirecting.
They gain, looks like about 4 yards. Make it 2nd and 6.
So these quick slants here by the Panthers seem to be
Run
working.
up the middle. And it goes maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Not much further, I don't think, if they got it much at all.
I didn't even see who had the rush there for the Panthers. Maybe 24, Griffin Brown. Yeah, he listed as a running back. So
Maley back to pass, looking deep to the near side.
has Kovacs
Complete.
at midfield. He's out of bounds. That was almost a questionable hit there by Grimes.
And Luafo once again making the stop on that play, pushing him out of bounds. So we've got 1st and 10, the ball spotted right on midfield at the 50-yard line. Beautiful night for football out here tonight. It's cooled off a little bit. We've got about 75 degrees now, so it's dropped from a little bit above 80 or 82 today. Pass is complete to 16 Kovacs.
Blocking out in front of him and a shoestring tackle there. And it looks like by number 7, that's Jake Ross. No, that's Cooper Justice.
He's going to be down, looks like at about the 33-yard line, picking up a big first down.
Why are people changing their numbers halfway through the season? I do that all year as Jake Ross, and now it's changed.
1st and 10 at the 33. 4:15 on the clock. Clock runs after the chains are set. Maley's back to pass. He's going deep to the near side.
And he had
out of hands.
Just
off his fingertips.
that looked like Kovacs should have caught that. It looked like he was right in the breadbasket.
Yeah.
But Melee looked like he was hit as he threw there by Myers.
It looked to me like maybe he was just kind of right on his fingertips and then went through him where he wasn't able to quite get his grasp onto that ball and pull it in.
Stickum works quite well. I think it's outlawed, though.
2 receivers to the near side. Run goes up the middle. Maley keeps the ball and goes nowhere. Looks like back to about the line of scrimmage.
They look like they're going to mark off 2. Oh, wrong spot. Oops. This is a big third down for the Panthers. I mean, you don't want to lose yards because Q-Bander can make a field goal from here, so you got to get points out of this drive. You can't be doing that.
Maley looks to pass, looks like he's going to keep it, and then wisely goes out of bounds.
All that for back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he picked up about 2 or 3. It looks like they're down to the 30-yard line now.
This is a good spot for Q-Bander in his field goal. Well, that's why.
Yeah, they'd be pushing a little bit. I figure if they're at the 30 now, he's
It's
going to
a
have, about a
44?
about a 44, 45-yard punt. So they're going for it with 4th and 7.
That's in his range. I did not agree with this call by the Springboro coaching staff.
I think at this point you need to go for more than 3.
Melee all time to throw, and he's going to
got room on the right. He's going to scramble forward, and
it'll be close.
Close to the first down. Let's see where the final spot is.
Well, this close
from
ref.
Here, it looks like maybe the 22, and the ref on the near side motions the chains forward. He's got a first down. Now 1st and 10, looks like the 22-yard line. 3:23 left. Clock will start again in just a moment. Running now that they've got the chains set. Maley's back in shotgun. Runner come to the near side. 2 receivers to the near sideline. 1 receiver top of the screen. Pass is complete.
Tyler Tischler's still going. He's going to be in the end zone. And there's a 22-yard touchdown strike there for the Panthers.
Right around 2 or 3 defensive men. He's able to run down the sideline and avoid the tackle, stay in bounds, and get into the end zone for 6.
He didn't really have any blocking either. He just kind of ran up the field, kind of in between the
took care of that
defenders.
one on his own.
Right. That's a good answer here for Springboro. They went 0-3 on their first drive, so this is a good answer here. Touchdown cuts the lead in half.
Okay, I go.
Let's see if Kubander can put it through once again. Like I say, he was 23 out of 24 coming into tonight's game.
Better?
Thank you.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's better. We're over here.
Snaps good, kicks up, and good.
That's good.
And it flies into the funhouse.
So 24 or 25 for the year so far. You talk about some of the key players for Springboro also on defense. Tyler Hasbrook, 33 tackles, 12 of which are solos, and averaging 3 sacks so far. No, three sacks for the year so far. Quentin Webb, 21 tackles, 10 of those are solo, and he has 2 sacks for the season as well. So there's a couple of your key players for the Panther defense. Panthers this year, again, scored 206 coming into the game, but allowed 187, so just a little bit on the positive side there. 4-2 overall, 2-1 at home so far this season. Their 1 loss at home coming to Centerville just a couple weeks ago in a crazy finish.
Oh,
the
yeah,
last 2 or 3 minutes of that game were just kind of a wild finish. Just all sorts of strange things happening. But Centerville pulled out a win just at the very end of that game.
Well, yeah, I think Melee's pass was intercepted in the end zone with about 5 seconds left. So, yeah. Do you think it's too early for an onside kick?
I don't know.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I think he'll probably put it back toward the end zone again. Let him start back at the 20. Because it's if they don't recover the onside, then you've got guys in really good field position. So I'm thinking he'll put it back toward the end zone again.
He's taking this kick more at an angle. It looks like more than straight back. Unless maybe he wants to not put it in the end zone. Well, it's
going to go in the end zone about 8 yards deep for a touchback. So the Vikings will start out 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
I just don't think they should let the Panthers kick off. It's just going to always be it's always going to be a touchback.
What did you say, rummy? I don't know. I know it.
Panthers currently ranked number 81 in Ohio for Division I and 1,178 in the U.S. according to Max Preps.
Is that the drone?
Panthers had a pretty consistent team the last few years. Seems like they've got a really good program going on.
You want me to show you real quick?
It's always an exciting team to watch every year when we're down here for the Miami Valley Communications Council Game of the Week.
Let's not focusing on it.
Vikings 1st and 10 from their own 20. quarterback under center. Run goes up the middle.
That's Netherton, and he's contained this time.
Yeah, he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, can I kill?
Tackle on that play made by number 43, Polking, 6'2" junior. Nice replay shot there. Tate Vaughn's the quarterback coming back in, bringing in the play from the sideline.
Ew. I've had balls from my soccer.
Really, that's probably Miamisburg's worst play of the game so far.
Quarterback comes to the near side. He's got pressure.
Just out.
Passes to the near side to Netherton, but falls incomplete.
You see there, Duncan Ryan of number 42. Great pressure up the middle there from the linebacker blitz. Or no, that's number 47.
You got here Ethan Miller. So yeah, he was under pressure, but just barely beyond the fingertips of the receiver. So even though under pressure, it was still a pretty nice pass overall.
Right. I mean, maybe Netherton didn't cut as soon as he needed to or something. But, I mean, the quarterback was under distress.
Nice little contrail shot of one of the Jets flying overhead.
Big third down here for the Vikings.
He's looking long. He's got a receiver across the middle. Complete to number 15. That's Alex Keister. Keister takes it out to the 35-yard line before finally being brought down. So we have 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Excellent pass there. I mean, it was right on the money there to number 15.
And then Cruz Poppleman making the stop on that play. That's not right. Number 29, Andrew Wiedemann. Sorry about that. Looked at the wrong roster.
It seems like every time Springboro can get Miamisburg third long, they pull out that deep pass.
Yeah.
And it goes for big. Is Netherton
run goes up the
carry.
middle. He's picked up 4, maybe 5.
Looks like he'll be right about 2nd and 5 here.
Ball spotted just behind the 35-yard line. Or sorry, just behind the 40-yard line. So we have 2nd and we'll call it 4. 2nd and 5. .115 left, clock running. Vongzi under center, one receiver top of the screen, man in motion coming to the near side. Handoff goes up the middle. First down is picked up.
That's Netherton, and he's going to be.
He finds a gap again. I thought that play was dead.
Yeah.
It looked like he picked up a yard or two past scrimmage and picked up the first down, and then all of a sudden he finds a gap and just shoots on through.
Excellent tackle there by Tyler Tischler, though. You see here in the replay, well, it looked like the 3 Springboro Panthers tackled themselves. And he just put on the brakes immediately and just stepped that to the side.
Yeah. Tischler finally able to chase him down and keep him from getting into the end zone. But now we have 1st and 10, and the ball spotted just on the 20-yard line. I
thought he was going to have his 2nd touchdown of the game after that run.
Looked like he was going to have 1 or 2 yard gain, ended up about a 32-yard gain.
Look at Johnson. They got him down here one-on-one on the corner.
I'm looking at a good view right now.
Quarterback under center. Pitch goes to the near side.
Tony Clark, he breaks 2 tackles and finally pushed forward for about maybe a gain of 3.
Yeah. Picked up a little bit on the play, but the Panther defense kind of closing in the gaps on that one.
That looks like that might be the last play of this quarter.
Now on that play, it looked like number 58, Mac Reese. Either Reese or Mangana.
It would be Mangana.
A little bit slow to get up at the end of that play, so I'm curious to see the next couple plays. Now he's kind of taking a little bit of a breather again. Curious to see how that's going to affect the defense in the next few plays here.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter in our MVCC game of the week. Here, Miamisburg leading 14-7. And really, they're excellent drive here going too. Anything in that first quarter really surprise you or jump out at you?
Not really. Like I say, Springboro, they've played well so far, but they've given up some big plays throughout the season so far. Kind of the same thing we're seeing so far here tonight. The defense is playing well, but just not quite as well as some of their opponents' offenses. Vikings, on the other hand, seem to be putting together some big plays, making some nice moves. You know, the running back is finding gaps in the middle, making the long plays. Receivers are getting open. You know, a couple times in and out of hands, a little bit here and there. But overall, it's a good game. Exciting matchup tonight. So the teams are going to switch sides. Now you're going to see the Panthers on the left side of your screen moving left to right. Miamisburg will be on the right side of your screen, moving from right to left.
See, there's a shot of the Miamisburg Viking cheerleaders. I don't think they know they're on camera.
Let's see the people. I see people.
Now, clock's reset for 12 minutes ago, beginning of the second quarter. One of the refs finally just coming back onto the field now, so the Vikings should be taking the field in just a moment, talking things over with the coach and getting ready to bring it in.
Play clock starts.
And they're just barely leaving the sideline, so I'm not sure what the big discussion is over there.
It's already down to 10 seconds, and they're not even set yet.
So let's see if they can get it off. It's down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and they got us off with 3 seconds left. Run goes up the middle and goes nowhere. Stopped at the middle, too.
Nothing for Netherton that time.
So a big stop by the Panther defense on that play.
Looks like they marked him off a yard backwards.
Yeah.
So third and
Back
10.
at 3rd and 10.
Yeah,
And
Timeout.
now we have timeout called by Miamisburg.
I don't know why you would waste a timeout there. I mean,
I don't know. It just seemed like a bit of confusion before that previous play. So maybe something wasn't quite right with the offense. I'm not sure what it was, but
late leaving the huddle,
2 and 7.
and it just seems like nobody really got set in their stance.
so at least probably wisely, you know, if they're up by 7, beginning of second quarter, you know, go ahead and take a little bit of time now and get things sorted out and get things firing on all cylinders again, rather than taking a chance and rushing it, and then maybe taking a big loss on something.
Joe.
So once again, a reminder, you're watching a broadcast here on the Miami Valley Communications Council Community Access Channels. This is Jared Bergstrom and myself, Michael Sliger, broadcasting tonight's game. Thank you for watching. These games are rebroadcast on Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon after the Friday night after the Friday night live game. And then if you'd like to watch other games, go to MVCC.net. Click on any of the previous games of the week from this season or previous seasons if you'd like to watch any of the other sports here on Miami Valley Communications Council channel.
Special guest star.
And really,
Emily?
rest of our season, playoff implications will be on the line the rest of the way from here on out. The way the OHSA realigned everything, they're going to make it harder for you to make
Right.
the playoffs. Only top 8 out of each region instead of 16.
Quarterbacks, he's got it. The pass is caught inside the 10.
That's Johnson there for the Vikings, number 13. And it looks like number 23 with the tackle for the Panthers.
Yeah, Standiford. There's the replay pass to the near side of your screen.
But that's actually number
12. Roundtree finally got him, yeah. Standiford in there on the play as well, but Roundtree brings him down. Ball spotted on the 5-yard line. 1st and goal.
This has got to be Netherton territory all right here.
I think so. And I'm sure they'll be watching for him, too. There you see he's lined up. He's coming up to the back in the backfield.
You got Netherton there at 46 and Clark there to the right and number 24. Either one can really, and Clark gets it. And he
finds
actually,
a gap, and he's going to be stopped at about the 4, it looks like.
well, he turned about a 4-yard loss into a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, now they're going to spot it back at the 5, it looks like. Looked from here like he had gotten down to about the 4 before getting pushed back. But, yeah, there he's at about the 4-yard line, and then they brought him back to the 5. So they lost about a yard on that spot.
Number 7.
But no instant replay on high school sports, so they're
I
not
throw
going to
my
get
red
credit on
flag.
that one. Yeah.
High school football game. What do you expect?
Vongsy here checks into the sideline.
So once again, this is week 7 for a game of the week here at Miamisburg at Springboro next week. October 14th, Valley View at Oakwood. October 21st, Centerville at Fairmont. And closing out the season, October 28th, Northmont at Miamisburg. Rush goes up the middle.
Down to the 1, it looks like. Oh, my goodness. If we could see replay of that end, you'd see number 58, Josh Myers, absolutely put number 43 of the Panthers. That is Joe Polking. He continued that block until the whistle, but, I mean, he body slammed him to the ground.
And 58's a guy we saw shaken up at the end of the previous quarter.
3rd and goal here from the 2.
Vaughns under center. He
Keeps
rushes
it.
up the middle himself, and he goes into the end zone. So Vaughns with about a 2-yard rushing touchdown.
Well, okay, there it is.
Yeah, there's the signal.
I was about to say, he's 3 yards deep in the end zone. I don't see what the ref's waiting for.
Yeah, he's already in across the line there. I'm not sure why they got the late call from the referees, but they made the call. So currently a 13-point lead, possibly a 14-point lead here in just a moment after the kick. 9:36 left on the clock. There's a shot from here at Careflight Field on the Springboro High School campus tonight.
There's the high school just in the background, and the middle school's over here to the...
Kick is up and good.
Who are you on?
So 21-14, 14-point lead, 9:36 left to go in the first half.
This has all remnants of last year's game between these two. And that came down to the final seconds of a play there, which Tony Clark put the team on his back and won that game.
Exciting finish.
Left, right.
So it'll be down 14 once again here for the Panthers.
I'm going to be up in the sky. Ooh, crowd.
But you can hear the PA announcer announcing that the way that this community has rallied behind that Springboro Panther player, number 58, Mac Reese, battling that rare form of leukemia. They've done so much, I mean, just from selling T-shirts and having every game since then
There he is.
honor of him.
I was like, wait, what?
Right. Nice to see all the contributions going toward the family and also raising awareness for the research. Looking for a treatment and hopefully a cure. Kick is up. Another booming kick. Looks like it's going to be fielded at about the 2-yard line.
Look at Netherton. Oh, I thought he was going to blow him up. Netherton had that side.
Dylan Jones fields the ball, and he moves out to, looks like just across the 20 to about the 21.
What?
Yeah, almost bobbled it right there at about the 2.
You see Netherton come in late there. I thought he was going to get the edge and maybe get a big play there on special teams.
So 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. 9:30 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, you are further back. 28 is huge.
And really, Springboro's offense has not really been able to answer Miamisburg's offense stride for stride.
Not quite so far, but let's see how they are able to pick it up.
Oh, he's the one that always runs.
Quarterback and shotgun, keeps the ball, moves to the far side.
He'll
He
have
gets
a
out to the
first down.
sideline.
First down out to, well, they're going to say right at the first down.
Yeah, just a little bit shy. I think they're going to spot it right on the 30. So we'll call it 2nd and 1. Maley with the nice run on that play. Goes to pass across the center. It's caught. And the receiver goes out to midfield.
That's number 24.
That is Griffin Brown. So now we have 1st and 10, ball spotted at their own 49-yard line. Making that tackle number 25.
Melee run up the middle again, and he's hitting the backfield for a loss of 1.
Ball spotted on the 50, so he picked up a yard. Now 2nd and 9, right at midfield.
He must have fell forward.
Maley keeps the ball. Picks up 5, picks up 10, picks up
15.
nearly 15. Oh,
Almost 20.
yeah.
He's
See where they spot him, where he goes out of bounds. We couldn't quite tell from here, but it looks like
he's-
they're at about the 31.
And it looks like Miamisburg's taking another timeout. You look at that. Springboro was already set up
Yeah.
to run that play.
So 1st and 10, ball spotted at just about the 31-yard line. a big pickup. And like you say, once again, Miamisburg taking a timeout. So not sure what if there's some sort of communication problems on the Miamisburg side or which, but that's two of them where it looked like a little bit of confusion. Yeah, Springboro is already in their stance and ready to go and trying to continue the momentum. But maybe Miamisburg just wanted to stop that momentum and kind of take a little bit of a breather.
Well, the last possession offensively and so far defensively, they just seem out synced. They're not synced up like they have been.
A huddle.
Tonight's MVCC game of the week is being recorded by the Miami Valley Communications staff and interactive media students from Kettering, Fairmont, and Centerville High Schools. Visit more information, also get staff bios, and also learn how to run a program of your own. Visit mvcc.net now.
Maley's back to pass. Passage to the far sideline. Complete. Picked up 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to the end zone.
That's Kovacs with a touchdown there for himself.
7 of 21 now.
So Tischler and Kovacs each have a touchdown grab here in the first half for the Panthers, and this will cut the lead back to 7.
Yeah, so a 31-yard pass completion there on the play.
Where you going? There you go.
And the ball goes in and out of the hands of the receiver on the far side.
No, you're right. He was running out of bounds.
They didn't signal touchdown on that last play. We got ahead of ourselves. I thought he was in. I didn't see the ref on the near side motion the touchdown. I thought the ref on the far side did, but they did not. They marked him down at the 4-yard line. Second and goal from the 4. He must have gotten pushed out of bounds there at the last second.
At first, I was like, why are they going for 2?
Yeah.
Well, there's the touchdown to Kovacs.
Pass complete to the far side.
Because I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I thought they were sending the field goal unit out, and I saw the ball fly out. I was like, oh, they never really go for 2, especially with how automatic Q-bander is.
So I apologize for that, for calling the touchdown too early, but they got it 2 plays later. Now lining up for the kick.
Yeah, I do not envy those kids running that flag up and down the sideline for every touchdown. There's going to be a lot scored here. Kicks up.
Ball's down, kick is up, and it's good.
Oh, 21-14 here with just over 8.5 minutes left in the first half of our MVCC game of the week number 7 here at Careflight Field in Springboro, Ohio. I mean, the first 2 drives, it looked like Miamisburg was going to dominate this game, but here recently the Panthers have kind of taken a hold of this game.
Right, kind of capitalizing on what looks like a little bit of miscommunication or some sort of issue going on the Miamisburg sideline and huddle. So kind of clawing the way right back into the game. 7-point gap with 8.5 left to go in the first quarter or first half.
Sure. He's like, oh, that hurt my ears.
It seemed like there's another miscommunication. Miamisburg, they all took off to go down here to start on the left side. I mean,
Hey, so you're going to use me for me because he's still on 3.
I don't know if they're just not paying attention or if they're we got out to such a big lead we could just not really have to play anymore.
Q-Bander lines up to kick from the 40.
And kick is up and in the back of the end zone.
Yep, fielded about 5 or 6 yards deep. So Miamisburg will start out 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line after the touchback. Q-Bander's definitely got a big foot on him as far as, kicking that ball. He's got a lot of yards.
Well, every kick so far has been a touchback in tonight's game, so that's 4 kickoffs.
Yeah. He came in 30 out of 36 of his kickoffs have been touchbacks so far this year.
And I noticed in that Centerville game, I don't know if he wasn't putting all of it into it or if he was short-stepping it because he was kicking them down at about the 1. And Centerville wasn't getting it back to the 20, so maybe coaching or decision there to maybe try and get Centerville to pin him deeper. But so far it's been all touchbacks here.
Hand off to 24.
That's Tony Clark, and he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1.
Tyler Hasbrook, number 53. And it looked like 56. I think Mike Knock also in on that tackle. Fonzie brings the play in. Yeah.
Official stop play.
Yeah, that's Knock. He was on the bottom of that play at the end of that tackle. Now he's shaking up, so he's slowly walking off the field and getting some assistance from a couple of his teammates. And coach is walking him off and taking him over to the bench now, so hopefully he'll be better quickly.
I wonder if he's the younger brother to that DL Knock Miami or Springboro used to have. That he kind of reminds me of what Netherton does now. You hit him, but he's going to put you on the ground. You see Johnson down here at the bottom, single covered. Fonzie looks like he's looking that way and actually underthrows it to Jake Ross and a little bit too high there.
Is that intended for a 7? Cooper Justice? Nope.
I think I heard the PA announcer say Jake Ross, but
okay.
I don't trust Max Preps anymore for rosters. I do not know what that is.
So we still have 3rd and 10, looks like. Maybe 3rd and 11. Yeah, 3rd and 11. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. Just under 8 minutes left to go in the first half.
Still got Johnson down here one-on-one.
Man in motion. Quarterback's back to pass. Just in and out of the hands of number 13, Tyler Johnson.
He should have held on to that ball. It looked like it was right there at his hands. It didn't look like the defender, because the defender was in the process of tackling him. It didn't look like he jumped on it.
Yeah, that was Michael Feisinger. Tight coverage there. He was waiting for the ball to get there and ready to wrap him up and drag him down, but unable to hold on to the ball.
And we're going to see Miamisburg punt for the first time tonight. I don't even know who their punter is.
Punter's back at his own about 3-yard line.
Punts up, almost blocked, not very high, but it's driving Tischler back.
He fields it at the 40.
Roundtree. Breaks 2 tackles, and then he's hit by a bunch of Vikings. Looks like...
So he fields the ball at about the 40, gets dragged down at the 35.
Looks like 16 Jackson Myers with the tackle there. That is actually... Jackson Myers is the younger brother to Josh Myers.
Okay. So 1st and 10 at the 35. Springboro takes over.
Really, this is where if you can hold on to the ball the rest of this half and still find a way to get a touchdown, tie this game up at halftime.
Right. Now there you see the Viking defense really crowding the line trying to get in there. Quarterback finds a gap. He starts to run. Fumbles.
But
it's
like
recovered by Springboro.
Looks like Tischler was there to cover.
Yeah. Dropped the ball, but then he was able to turn around and grab that again. So only lost a yard on the play, but much better 1 yard than possession.
I thought the press box was going to fall off with how quickly the Vikings fans shook it.
2nd and 11. Pass complete to the far side. Runner's got a little bit of room.
And he's drugged down out of bounds, it looks like, by Netherton.
Ball's going to be spotted near the 42-yard line.
It's about 3rd down and
3.
3.
709. 709.
Pass to the far side, complete, and that's out to just about midfield. Ball spotted right on midfield, 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Looked like number 13 there for the Panthers.
Once again, pass to the sideline, complete.
And Kovacs is still going.
And they gained, looks like about 9 yards on the play. Nope, now they're giving him 1st down. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 39.
Look, the chains aren't set and Springboro's ready to go.
No, but as long as they have the ball marker down in the correct spot.
A dump
Pass
off
is
there
complete to
Tischler.
17.
Tischler
He
breaks
bounces
the
off.
tackle.
Yeah, bounces off a tackler, stays on his feet, and picks up about another 3 or 4 yards. So a gain of about
6 on the
5 or
play.
6 altogether.
And it looked like Melee was about to be sacked in the backfield, but dumped it off to Tischler there for.
Now we have a timeout in Miamisburg once again. So that's their third.
That is Miamisburg's final timeout. You see there, it looked like Chris Myers was about to get the sack there, but
Yeah, he bounced off Loafo and was able to stay on his feet. So ball now spotted on the 32-yard line.
On the Miamisburg huddle.
2nd and 4.
Oh, you're on both.
so far a penalty-free game.
Yeah,
I have not seen
I hadn't
the
even thought
longer
about that.
cutoff.
Yeah,
Really, this game's going relatively quick, too.
but Miamisburg no more timeouts after this. So we'll see how that affects them.
That could end up
Yes.
not allowing them to get points here before the half.
Right.
If they could stop Springboro or
But Springboro, this possession and last possession, seemed to really kind of pick it up and start to move down the field. And seems like they're kind of gelling a little bit better maybe after they got some initial reads on the Miamisburg defense.
it almost looks like they've went back to the way they were playing the first few weeks of the season in this run and gun, more offensive style instead of playing to the more ground and pound and quick screen passes.
2 receivers far side, 1 receiver near side. Handoff comes, and it's going to be a pass.
To Melee, and it's intercepted.
Intercepted by 46.
That's Jake Netherton, and he's going to be a foot race to the end zone.
And he breaks free, finally pushed out of bounds by number 22, Joey Yerkins. Yerkins saves a run back on that, keeps it from becoming a pick 6.
I think we were looking at the wrong roster again.
Oops.
Oh, Netherton just picked that one out of the air.
Yeah, correct. That was Dylan Jones. Stopped that from becoming a run back, number 22.
Man, that drive looked like it had touchdown written all over it for the Panthers. But
Yeah, looked like Roundtree was going to have a nice pass, but then the interception brought it back the other direction.
And that was some trickery that Springboro needed to pull out there to try to find a way to stop this Vikings defense from getting them in the backfield. Now, if you're Miamisburg, you have to hold on to the ball here and just grind these last 6 minutes out, go back and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, so Miamisburg 1st and 10 at the Panther 35-yard line after the interception and return.
High pitch out to Clark. Keep your hand off that face mask.
Yeah, be careful with that.
And he's about
And
6 yards back.
looks like one of the coaches took a tumble on that play.
Oh, my goodness. That's
Yeah, they're
about
back
a
to the
second
43.
20 is what this will be.
2nd and 18.
Close only counts in horseshoes.
So ball now spotted at the 43-yard line. Yeah, big loss on that play. Yeah, it looks like we kind of saw the hand to the face there, but maybe more incidental. I don't think he actually grabbed it, just kind of was trying to push off and made incidental contact with the face mask.
Maybe that's also why he had a huge loss. Is he couldn't.
Yeah, couldn't get away from the defender. No, now we have a flag. So,
there's
as soon as
three.
you mentioned about that we had no flags, there's our first one. So we have some sort of early motion on the offense. Going to bring the ball back 5 yards. They'll make it 2nd and 23
I don't
at
think
the 48.
I think it's a illegal shift because it didn't look like Netherton was set before they hiked it when he came into the backfield.
Okay. So 2nd and 23 now. Ball at the 48-yard line. 5:31 left to go in the first half.
Miamisburg's moving backwards quick and a hurry.
Yeah, still have a 7-point lead, though. So we'll see. And they've been able to make some big plays already. So we'll see if this really stops them much. Netherton's in the backfield.
I hate cowbells.
Vongzi under center. Vongzi's back to pass, looking for a receiver in the middle of the field toward the near sideline.
Tony Clark has a touchdown catch.
But was he in bounds?
No, refs say incomplete.
Yeah. His feet were right on the sideline
We-
as he's in front of us. I don't know if we can see that on the replay, but watch his feet. It looks like as he grabs it, now we've got a flag on the near side.
I think that's just a signal that he was out of bounds.
Now, because there's a flag and he threw his cap, so there may be two. But the receiver comes down.
Man, he's so close to that sideline and with the coaching staff right there. And there's Miamisburg's first punt of the game.
Flag
early.
is waved off.
I think the ref went to throw his hat, but I think he threw the flag instead to signal that Clark was out of bounds. That's a good heads-up call there by the ref.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
His feet were right on the edge of the sideline and just touching the white paint, so he was out of bounds as he caught the ball. So incomplete brings it back to 3rd and 23.
And this stadium doesn't have the big white area that be separating the field and the out of bounds like most stadiums do. So I mean it's a thin white line and green on either side. So
play clock down at 10 seconds before they broke the huddle. 5, 4, 3, and they get it off at 3 seconds again. Vongsley passes to the far sideline, just beyond the receiver's hands.
That looks like Johnson.
Yeah, number 13, Tyler Johnson, just beyond his grasp. And once again, tight coverage on the play too.
And Miamisburg is back to punt again. It looks like their punter's 26. I don't have a 26. Mystery player. Phantom of the Opera. Keep the Halloween theme.
Yeah, that'll be here before we know it. Coming up quick. Roundtree's back for the Panthers to receive. He's at about the 12-yard line. Kick is up. Nice punt.
Moves up
and
to
Roundtree
about the 15.
Gets it at...
Oh, and he's hit hard. I didn't even see what number. We'll see right... Is that number 23?
No, we got here 10, I believe.
Number 10, that is Michael
Luafo.
No.
Oh, no, 16 got him. Sorry, Jackson Myers. So Myers made a big hit and stopped any sort of return there. And now we have an official timeout called.
I wasn't going to rip my jeans.
Let's see what the issue is.
They're tighter than what you should.
Maybe
He's
equipment
number 10 come off.
Yeah, maybe an equipment malfunction or something.
So 23 has to check in for him. That is, I don't have a 23 on my roster either. Oh, you gotta love Max Preps. I got 4 24s, but no 23.
You didn't get on.
Looked like his helmet strap broke.
So we've got 1st and 10 at about the 17, maybe 18-yard line. 18.
Melee keeps it.
Finds a little gap, has a little bit of room, gets across the 25 to about the 28-yard line.
Pick up about maybe 11 on the plate. Man, so far this game, it's been a game of shoestring tackles. You see another one here late. It looked like Netherton barely got a hold of that shoe to trip him up.
Gain of 9 makes it 2nd and 1. Low snap right on his shoelaces. Picked up. Maley's got some time.
Has the first down.
He moves out to the 30, maybe the 31. And that'll be 1st and 10 Panthers.
Tackle goes to number 91 there for the Vikings. Mark Gillespie.
Gillespie. 1st and 10. Maley's back, passes to the far side, complete at the 37.
That looks like Kovacs. Yep, Nick. He's still going.
He's
he has
trying.
The first down.
Oh, he's got the first down and more. He's across the 40 now. Ball spotted at about the 41. And there goes the chains.
I thought I heard the whistle blow before he quit.
Now the ref on the near side started to motion to move the chains. Now they stopped. The ball is spotted 2nd and short. I think they're going to have to measure this one.
Are they using those little cockroaches?
They moved the ball marker down to the 41. Now he motions again for the chains to move. It is a first down.
Is he motioning him to move or measure?
Yeah, no, he's motioning for him to move. He motioned for him at first. The ball moved down, but the chains didn't. They had to respot the ball from the far sideline. But after the ball spotted just across the 41, now they went ahead, looked at it, and realized, yes, the guy on the near side was right. So it is 1st and 10 at the 41. Snap.
Foley gets the ball carry up the middle, and
He picks up 10. He's still on his feet. He's open on the sideline, being chased by 1. He's out the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he goes in the end zone.
This game is 1 point away from being tied up as Foley gets about a 60-yard touchdown run there. Springboro's like, well, hey, we can have a big 60-yard run, too, for a touchdown if you want to get into that. Oh, there goes
59-yard rush. Wow, nice play. Looks like he was going to be stopped on the far sideline. Breaks through a couple tacklers there. Breaks through the shoestring tackle. And then finally just gets away from the defenders. Nice play. So Foley off to the races on that one.
And both of these running backs have long flowing gold hair at the bottom of their helmets. Q-Bender on for the extra point. I don't know what the kick was. That ball was on the ground and somehow got it up and good.
It's good. Tie game. 3:36 left to go in the first half. Wow.
So Springboro has really turned this game around. And Miamisburg, you almost want to sit on the ball for 3.5 minutes and try to regroup some way at halftime.
I don't know. I think they may want to come out and try and pound it down the field just to kind of pick up some more momentum going back into going into halftime. Pick up some of the momentum that they started with in the first quarter. So I'll be curious to see how they come out. They're breaking the huddle quicker. They're getting out on the field better than what they had the last couple of possessions.
And they went the right way this time.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to love the banner between the student sections.
No,
Miamisburg was all hoops and hollers early, and now
Yeah, a little bit quieter over on this side of the field.
I
We're
think
on the
they're all
visiting
sitting
side.
down now. First time I've ever seen a student section
No,
sitting.
no, they're up.
Oh,
Q-Bander back to kick. I would bet a quarter it goes into the end zone.
I want it to go through the uprights.
He's probably got the foot for it from what we've seen so far this season. I think if he really tried, he might be able to put it through there. A high kick, and that one's going to go about 3 yards deep, and we have another touchback. Because he doesn't even look like he's really trying that hard and getting it, midway into the end zone already. So
I'd hate to see if he could actually bomb one.
3:36 left. Vikings take possession. They'll start out 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. As long as he comes in, brings the play in from the sideline. Play clock's already down to about 20, so they've got more time than what they had. Coming back to the line nice and quick. Vong's the under center. One receiver to the near side. Man in motion going to the top of the screen.
Looks like Netherton will have a first down run. Well, maybe about 2 yards short.
The ball spotted at the 27, maybe. Almost 28. So, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3.
Tyler Johnson checks back into the game for the Vikings.
Now Vongsy brings the play in.
Now look, the play clock's back to 10, and they just broke the huddle.
Yeah. But they don't take too long not that they have a lot of time, but they've been snapping the ball at about 3.
2, 1.
Now they got it off just in time with a second left. Run goes up the middle, and the stop is made maybe a yard beyond the line of scrimmage. They're still going to have 3rd and 2.
And Miamisburg doesn't have any more timeouts, so.
No, they can't stop at 2:39 and still counting on the clock.
What did you say? Why were you here this morning?
You got Mike Knock and number 57, Quentin Webb, both helping make the stop on that play there on the Panthers' right side of the defensive line.
You got Johnson all alone at the top of the screen.
2 seconds on the play clock when the snap goes.
No.
Ball's carried out. He picks up the first down, and he's across to the 32, maybe 33-yard line. So that's going to be a first down.
I say we give them a mic and let them announce Miamisburg first down.
1st and 10 at the 32. 2 minutes left on the clock. Cut back to the line a little bit quicker. Handoff comes, reverse. Ball goes up the middle. Out to the 35. 35. And the stop's made at the 35-yard line.
My ear hurts.
Miamisburg's head coach, when they have the quarterback come over, it looks like he doesn't lose his complexion or
Composure? Yeah.
Complexion and makeup term. But, I mean, under right at around a minute, he doesn't look like he even wants to put any. Well, here's the pass.
Longsy's back to pass, goes to the far side. He's got a receiver open, and it's dropped at the 32-yard line, but no flag.
I think number 6, Michael Feisinger, had excellent coverage there. It looked like he too much air under the ball, and he got able to get there. 3rd and 7 with 1:10 left here in the first half.
Yeah, that stops the clock, so that's one little benefit of that play. It gives them a little bit more time to get something together. 3rd and 7, ball on the 35-yard line. Vongzi comes back in with the play. 19 seconds on the play clock, 1:10 on the game clock. They come up to the line, 2 receivers going to the top of the screen. Vongzi's back, looks for the man across the middle.
Hit as he threw, and he might be at the first down.
He's got it. I think the pass is complete. The ball spotted right on the 40, so he's going to be just shy.
Yeah, he's saying just short.
Yeah, he's shy by about a yard.
I'd ask for him. Oh,
no, yeah, he's shy about a yard. He's got to get out to the 41, and they're just at the 40, just about half a ball length behind the 40.
And you can see they're not in any hurry here to hike this one.
Yeah,
they might even take the penalty and punt it.
Now they're they're bringing out the kicking team.
That's a smart move. You can't turn the ball over there.
No, not at the 40. Not with the momentum that Panthers have picked up these last couple possessions. Play clock down to 2. They got the snap off.
Oh, it looked like he got a hand on that
I think
one.
so.
But it takes a Miamisburg bounce down inside the 25.
And now rolls. It's going to be down at the 21, maybe 22. Yeah, he may have. I don't know if we can see that on the replay. It looks like somebody may have gotten a hand on that punt. If it wasn't on the ball, it was very close to it.
Might have been number 23, Peyton Standifer.
So the Panthers take over 1st and 10 from their own. We're at 21-yard, 22-yard line.
15
Yeah, they mark it at the 22.
Left. And it looks like Springboro's just going to take a knee.
Is that the drone? It's like a helicopter.
And
they got a guy playing deep just in case the ball comes out to try and make a stop. Yeah, they take a knee to let the clock run out.
So both teams are going to go in here tied at 21 here at the half of our MVCC Game of the Week, week number 7.
Exciting game so far.
So far, back and forth game between the two teams.
Yeah.
And really, Miamisburg, they need to regroup this second at halftime.
Yeah. They came out super strong first quarter, beginning of the second, but then after that, this last 2/3 of the second quarter, Springboro has really turned it on and gotten themselves right back into this game. So, what do you think the teams need to do to adjust for second half?
Springboro, if they can play the way they played that last 10 minutes of that second quarter, they should be able to come out on top here with just the momentum that they have. Miamisburg, you need to go back to what you did in that first quarter and go back to that wing T formation, which has had much success with Chanel.
Just seems like somewhere they kind of lost communication a little bit, and then once that happened, they started taking their timeouts and had to really slow down their offense, and just hasn't seemed like the same team since that occurred. So maybe they can get all those details straightened out. We're getting ready. You see the Miamisburg band starting to take the field, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Hello and welcome back to Care Flight Field here in Springboro, Ohio for our second half of our MVCC Game of the Week, week number 7. Currently knotted up here at 21, just coming out of the halftime break. Both teams are loosened up, ready to go, and we'll see if this second half is just as exciting as that first half was.
Yeah, it's been a good one so far.
So
teams are making their last-minute adjustments, talking to the coaches, seeing whatever else they need to do before the kickoff. We'll be ready for the second half in just a moment.
I believe Springboro is set to receive. So back deep to receive for the Panthers will be, looks like number 22, Dylan Jones. He's standing at about his 5, and on to kick off for the Vikings is number 80, Blake Middleton. Oh, I kept waiting for Crazy Train to play, but that's only at Miamisburg Stadium. They do that for every kick. And this one's booming one down to the 3. And this second half is underway. And he has a big hole, cuts it outside, and he'll be down to about the 32.
Dylan Jones, number 22, fielding the ball at about the 2-yard line and bringing it out. It looks like they're going to spot it at the...
Looks like right in the middle of the 32 and 3.
Yeah, 32, so 1st and 10.
So Springboro, to close out that first half of play, really moved the ball well in 3 continuous drives to really tie this game up. They've been playing from behind almost the whole game. And hopefully Miamisburg came out and really reset themselves at half. But there's Kovacs with a big hole to the outside. He'll have a first down out to about the 43.
That'll pick up another first down already. First play from scrimmage, 1st and 10. Number 13, Tyler Johnson, making the tackle on the far sideline there. Ball spotted right at the far hash. Run goes up the middle.
And shoestring tackle there for a gain of about 2 on the play. Michael Luafo. I don't know why that's so hard to pronounce.
Picks up about 2 on the play, so 2nd and 8 from the 46. Maley passes to the far side. It's caught right at midfield.
That's Kovacs, and he'll be about a yard short of the first down here. So 3rd and short here. I'd look for Liam.
Spotted at the 47, so yeah, just about a yard shy.
This looks like where Foley should get the ball up the middle, but Maley has shown he's been wanting to run it up the middle of the whole game.
Handoff goes up the middle.
That's Foley, and he'll have about 5 extra yards.
So he picks up the first down and moves down to just about the 40.
So Springboro moving the ball very well to start this second half in their first drive.
There he goes, keeps those legs pumping, pushes forward down to the 41. Now Maley's back to pass. He's got a receiver on the far side. And just once again, beyond the hands of number 16, Kovacs. Just about fingertip length, but needs to get it to the palm, not just the fingertips. That's something they're going to need to work on this next week as they're into conference play now. And like you mentioned before about looking for computer points as they're getting ready for the playoffs, at the end of the season. If they could just connect on a few of those passes and just about a 6-inch difference on those passes, that could have made a huge difference in this game already. Pass across the middle is complete. He's got room.
Tischler with a touchdown there of about 41 yards for a catch and run there.
That was a nice completion and play there, just like we're talking about. If they can just make that adjustment, get it on the receiver's hands, or if the receiver can just get it, his hands underneath the ball, then they've been able to get those big plays and get the receivers open. Unfortunately, just hadn't been able to connect on it. But yeah, about a 10 or 15-yard pass across the middle turns into a 41-yard touchdown.
Looked like Miamisburg was playing zone, and Tischler ran right to the edge of that zone to catch it, and really had nobody between him and the end zone.
Nice play.
And Springboro will take over the lead for the first time tonight, as they look to go up 7 here with Q-Bander's extra point. Number 12, Cameron Roundtree to hold.
You want me to follow kicker afterwards?
Low snap, kicks up and good.
Very high kick. But through the uprights and good.
28-21 is your score here. Springboro scores on their first drive of the second half.
And a nice drive.
Right, about 7 plays maybe it took them to get up or get down the field. And now let's see if Miamisburg can answer the touchdown drive of their own.
And once again, as you're watching the Miami Valley Communications Council Game of the Week, Week 8, October 14th, will be at Valley View at Oakwood. The following Friday, the 21st of October, Centerville at Fairmont. That's always an exciting game. That'll be Spirit Chain competition as well.
Spirit Chain battle. I
big
believe
fundraiser.
We'll be back for that one.
Yep. And then October 28th, Northmont at Miamisburg will close out the season at the new Miamisburg field. There should be an exciting game there as well.
And if you have yet to see that field is beautiful.
I haven't been down there yet, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Nice light, almost crimson blue.
And parking has to be better.
A little bit.
Harmon Field was a nice field, but I know parking getting in and out of there was always quite an adventure before the games, or after the games, both ways. But Kick
This
goes
one-
down into the end zone and almost out of the end zone. So a nice deep kick once again for Cubander.
But preview next week's game a little bit. That Valley View and Oakwood game, each of the last 2 years has come down to the final possession. The 2 years ago when me and you did the game, Oakwood was driving and spiked the ball on 4th down to end the game, and they were driving to tie that game up. And last year, Valley View Oakwood scored 3 touchdowns in about 5 minutes to come back and win. So it'll be interesting. And it'll be interesting to see Valley View in their offense without Jake Netherton, as he's here with the Vikings now.
Well, but he's been there the past 4 or 5 games. So he transferred, I think, beginning of the season.
Okay. And he
Run comes up the middle. And there the ref takes a tumble as he gets run into from behind by one of the players, unfortunately. It looks like he's back up on his feet is good. Run comes down toward the middle of the screen. There.
that looked like number 16.
That's Netherton was running
Oh.
up the middle and just keeps his feet pounding and keeps pushing forward. Was able to pick up probably another 5 or 6 yards after he was initially hit.
So do we give the credit tackle to the ref?
No, he was behind the play a little bit, but he was watching Netherton go down, but then got rolled into from behind. But luckily he was able to spring right back up and stay right back into the game.
Vongsy back to pass. Oh, fakes it. Looks the other way and sees Ross at the corner, and he'll have, it looks like he'd be hit a short yard.
Justice, number 7, Cooper Justice.
It's about 2nd down and 2 here. Standifer, the tackler.
Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. Yeah, 2nd and a couple to go. 10:09 left in the 3rd quarter. Exciting game so far.
Netherton gets the carry up the middle, almost breaks that tackle, but
He's real close to the 1st down. I think he's just a little bit shy. But we'll see exactly where the ball spotted right on the 40, and they've got to get just beyond it. So about a half yard short. Got to get another ball length or 2 on this next carry. So 3rd and less than 1.
all you got to do is just have Josh Myers fall over, and you got the first down.
Maybe.
It looks like Vongsy's going to run it up the middle, and he does.
Run up the middle, yeah. And picks up, looks like about 5. Yeah. Only needed a half yard and ends up picking about 5.
He got a stronger push than what I thought.
So 1st and 10, ball spotted on the 45 now. So a nice run up the middle there.
Tyler Johnson checks out of the game, and number 4, Julius Wilson.
And there you see the surge up the middle. And picked up about an extra 5 yards beyond what they needed.
This looks like Netherton's going to get this carry up the middle. No, Vongsy fakes, pass out to number 7. No, that's Clark 24. And he's into Panther territory, about maybe 2 yards short of a first down.
Yeah, he's out to about the 46, maybe 47. Ball spotted about the 47-yard line. About 2.5 yards to go. So 2nd and 2, we'll call it, at the 47. First time for Miamisburg to be into Springboro territory in the second half.
Play clock is down to 14 already.
Teams are set. One receiver to the near side. Run goes up the middle.
And it looks like he'll have enough for a first down. Maybe a gain of, 5 more.
He's down to the 41. So a nice big pickup. That surge up the middle is working for him so far this drive.
Because they keep pounding that ball behind Josh Myers in that your key to the game. I mean, he's 6'6", and he has the wingspan of about 8 feet. He can take out 2 people with one swift move.
1st and 10 on the 41. They come back to the line. 10 seconds on the clock as they go under center.
Play clock's at 5.
Snap goes off at 4 seconds. Run up the middle again. Finds a gap and picks up about another 5 yards.
That's 24, number Tony Clark, number 24. Looking at the way the rankings are for the playoffs right now, if it was to start today, it looks like the Vikings will be playing Troy at Troy in the first week, and Springboro will be playing Reynoldsburg. And Springboro being a number 7 seed. But both teams still have 3 decisive games left in their season. to try to prove to the committee that they belong in the playoffs.
Johnson brings the play in from the sideline. He lines up his wide receiver, man in motion to the near side. Run, nope, he's going to pass.
Looks to Johnson.
Pass is going toward number 24, but the ball sails long and falls incomplete.
That was a nice catch there for the Miamisburg athletic director.
Yeah. So incomplete pass stops the clock with 7:24 left. 3rd and 6, ball at the 37-yard line.
And
Here's
Michael
the Halloween
Myers
theme
is coming.
again.
He's gonna kill us all. Emily, he's gonna get you first.
Miamisburg having a little bit more time
Michael Myers, he's gonna
to get their place at this time since the clock stopped for the incomplete pass. Once again, Johnson coming down, lining up his receiver on the near side. Looks like we also have Cooper Justice as receiver on the near side. Pass comes down.
Incomplete, intended to Johnson.
Yeah, and the ball's a little bit short. Tight coverage on that play by number 12, Cameron Roundtree.
Johnson had to come back for that, and he made a diving attempt, and it looks like it was just a little bit short.
Yeah.
So 4th and 7, this is...
Yeah, 4th and 6 to go at the 37.
I say go for it. I mean, if you punt it, and you put it in the end zone, it's only a punt of about
Right.
17 yards.
Yeah.
Joe, I like
So might as well give him a shot, and then even if you turn it over, you still end up with good field position. It's about where they've been running it back to, or maybe a few extra yards more than where they've been running it back to.
Number 25 for the Vikings, Austin Turner. He didn't run to the huddle. He ran straight to the sideline. I don't need to know the play. 4th and 6 here. Vongsy back to pass.
Got a receiver near side. He's under pressure.
Screen pass set up with Netherton. He has the first down and blockers out in front. And he'll
And
be
he
down
gets
inside the 10.
No,
maybe
he's outside at about the 12-yard line.
Well, let's see if we can get a...
Looks like, who would we have? Feisinger, number 6, I believe, was able to kind of get his hands, get turned away from the defender, and help bring him down.
I thought this was going to be all bad for Miamisburg, the way he kept backing up there in Vongsy, but it doesn't even look like Netherton's running at full speed.
No, but he's going slow enough that he can watch for a gap or watch to see what kind of cut he needs to make, but strong enough that he's keeping his momentum going. We saw he just kind of did palmed against Feisinger and knocked him on his can, but was able to get dragged out of bounds right there, end up being dragged out of bounds.
Tony Clark gets the carry here, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. I think he'd be lucky if he gets back to line. Maybe he lost a yard. We'll see where the official spot puts it. They give him credit for about a yard forward. That's more than I thought he got.
the band's not there, they left.
So 2nd and 9 at the 12-yard line. I got Cooper Justice going in there. He's going to replace Julius Wilson. Wilson comes out to take a little bit of a breather. Vongsy under center. Netherton in the backfield.
Vongsy back to
keeps
pass.
it back to pass, going toward the back corner of the end zone.
And
he
got
got
a
it.
touchdown.
No.
He came down.
It looked like his foot came down inbound, but the referee standing right at the front corner of the end zone says no good.
Maybe if we could see a replay of that end, it looked like Johnson got his toes in.
I thought so too, but maybe it's just the angle that we're at.
No, if you could back it up a little bit more.
Yeah, the referee motioning that his feet were out of bounds and he came down.
I mean, the one-handed or 1 foot come down in bounds,
Yeah.
that's all it takes in high school.
Very close though. Even if he was just out of bounds, that was a very,
his
on
toes
target
had to
throw.
be, yeah.
That was a nice, pretty
On the
nice
run, too,
completion
for
there,
Vongsy.
almost completion.
Vongsy was rolling to his left, or let me get
his
left.
left, yeah.
Let me get turned around here. But 3rd down and 9 here.
Vongsy under center, Netherton in the backfield again, man in motion. That's Justice going to the far side. Vongsy's under pressure, and he gets dragged down at about the 21-yard line.
You've got to get points here. Send Middleton out. You got to come away with points so you don't.
So this is going to be, what do we have? 4th and about 16, 4th and 15.
Middleton, this is right in Middleton's range. As long of the year is 40.
They marked the ball at the 19-yard line. So he's now 4th and 16 at the 19.
This will be about a 36-yard field goal. High snap, kicks up, and plenty of distance, and
It's
is good.
good.
So, cut
Nice
the lead to
kick.
5. 28-20, or cut the lead to 4.
Yeah.
I need to go back to math class. 4 years has been long enough to be out of high school.
28-24. 5:24 left in the game. Both teams with all 3 timeouts left.
This
So
will be
it-
set up to be a nice end of the game here.
Yeah. An exciting game so far. Like I said, it started out kind of one-sided with Miamisburg taking the lead and up by 14 at the beginning of the game, not too far into the game. But then Springboro to come back and tie it up at the end, just a couple minutes left, or about a minute or so left before halftime.
Miamisburg's been up 14 2 different times tonight. But
I'm getting.
they've let that lead dwindle down to now they find themselves in the hole by 4.
Yeah, they're kicking to the left.
But this is where the defense here needs to step it up and try to get that ball back.
Middleton back to kick.
Kick is line drive.
And that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
Dylan Jones wrangles that one in.
Yeah, he fields that about 3 or 4 yards deep in, so that'll come out 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So once again, remind your friends and family if they'd like to watch these broadcasts. You're on the Miami Valley Communications Council, Time Warner Channel 21, Basic Cable Channel 99. Replay is after the Friday night telecast, or Saturday at noon, or Friday night recording. Replays are Saturday at noon and Sunday at 2 p.m. You can also check out the YouTube channel at MVCC. If you want to go online, check out MVCC.net and click on the streaming sports. You can watch a replay of this game or other games from earlier in the season or previous seasons at your leisure. Click on them and watch whenever you'd like. Makes it handy, too, if some of the players have families out of town, or sometimes, some of the families work concessions and can't always quite watch the game. Or even if you got friends or family members or band members who want to watch the replays. Click on it, watch them anytime from anywhere you'd like to.
Oh, he getting mad for 59.
Ball moves out to the 25-yard line after the catch.
3rd down and about 4 here. And
That was Tischler caught the ball on that last play and picked up about 6 yards. 3rd and 4.
you hear the Vikings fans outside our box.
Low snap.
False
Got a
start,
flag.
false start. Number 62 of the Panthers. Looks like he moved early. That is Ethan Mullins. So a 3rd and 4 becomes 3rd and 9. And
Yeah.
There he is.
3rd and 9 back at the 21. Vikings crowd here on this side are happy with that call. Panthers backed up, looks to pass across the middle and complete.
And it'll be, he's right at the first down marker.
He's
It
short
looks-
by about a yard.
Oh, he had to get to the
Yeah.
30.
Short, maybe a yard and a half.
Emma's like, this is.
So good
They're gonna
defensive
bring out the
stand
punting
there for
team.
the Vikings as they forced. That's a quick 3 and out. Only about 30 seconds came off the clock.
Emma, we're short. Okay.
The Kubander back to kick.
Why are they all up at the line? Miamisburg in the white.
Miamisburg up on their knuckles. They want to charge in and try and block that kick or grab that ball if they can. Good snap. The punt is up.
They got
Nice high kick. Not as far as what he normally gets it, but the ball lands right on the 40-yard line.
and bounces back
Bounces
about
to
40
the
yards.
43 or 44. So they're going to spot it. Looks like the ball's going to be spotted on the 43. So Miamisburg starts off with good field position. 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
I found their student section. It's the one all the way to the right.
So Miamisburg takes over now down just 4. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
I got to go back to math class.
In the sky.
And remember, before long as well, we'll be starting to broadcast some of the basketball games of the week from here in the Miami Valley. All the member schools involved in the Miami Valley Communications Council. You'll see some pretty exciting basketball games coming up all season from the various teams. So we hope you'll tune in for those as well. Run goes to the far side and picks up about 5 yards.
That's Netherton with the carry.
Ball spotted now at about the 47, so gain of 4. That'll make it 2nd and 6 at the 47.
Okay.
Austin Turner looks like coming in, number 25.
And he goes right to his spot on the sideline. Barely stops at the...
I think he may be bringing the play in from the sideline, so he just tells it to him as he runs by.
And
He gets in position.
That's Netherton. A nice move
He's
to
got
the
it.
outside, cut back in. He's down
Still
to about
on
the
his feet,
12,
down about
maybe.
inside the 15-yard line. We'll see where the final spot is, and
The
maybe
13.
maybe at the 13.
Nice move here by Netherton. Watch him cut it back out there.
Yeah,
And just
Get the
gets
40, 35, 30. Kind of slows down, looks for a blocker, realizes he can't get back inside, so goes out of bounds and goes out at the 13-yard line. So a big pickup. Nice play, nice run.
he outran all his blockers.
Yeah. Had 2 guys playing safety for Springboro, and they were able to corral him outside. But a big pickup for
You
the Vikings.
see there the Vikings players trying to get the team up on or the stands up on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
And they are. Play clock's down to 3, though.
Just got it off with about a 1.5 seconds left.
And looks
Run
like-
goes up the middle. He surges forward. He's down inside the 10, maybe right on the 10.
Looks like Netherton once again with the carry. Nice student section shot there.
That's the Miamisburg side. I'd say the blue and white pom-poms, but it seems like they both kind of got blue and white or blue and silver cheering utensils this evening. And once again, beautiful night for high school football down here in Springboro.
Right. You think October, you're thinking sweater weather.
Yeah, and it's definitely not. It's still a little bit warm up in the booth, but it's a very comfortable evening.
Yeah. Well, that's when you have such a moving fan base like Miamisburg does, you won't be able to hear us if we open up our window. Play clock's down to 2. Just hiking at 1. And
Run
looks
goes
like
up the middle.
Clark gets
Did-
it, and he's down to the 1.
He got a last-second surge. It looks like he was going to be down. Now we've got a Springboro player. He took a direct hit, like right up toward his shoulder.
Panther down.
Runner, it looks like he was going to get stopped at the 5-yard line. It looks like he was able to spring forward, almost like a diver,
That
and
looked
spring
like-
forward from the 5 and got down to about the 2 or 3. Ball spotted on the 3-yard line now.
Maybe if we could see the end of that replay. That looked like Tyler Tischler coming up limping off the field. That is not good for the Panthers.
No, not at all.
Not your number 3 receiver, G-Walk behind Kovacs and Tyler Johnson of Miamisburg. First and goal from the 3. This has to be another.
Vongsy surges up the
Vongsy.
middle. Looks like he almost lost the ball, but he's able to keep it and get down to about the 1-yard line.
I'd say Vongsy should get the ball once again.
Nothing more.
You saw number 74, Braden Brown, for the Panthers, kind of helping a couple of the other players get out of that pile. So,
Escorting them.
yeah,
Who's live?
just providing some friendly assistance there.
Tyler Johnson coming in with the play. You see Middleton there kicking on, or getting some practice there. I don't really see why you need practice out of him. I know just to stay loose, but I mean, he's about virtual flawless as Q-Bander is.
Clock's
Netherton
down
up
to
the
2.
middle.
Run goes up the middle and into the end zone.
Untouched there, Netherton. That's his second touchdown of the game. 5th career Vikings touchdown.
2-yard rushing touchdown, so that's a nice run there. Here's a shot of the Miamisburg band.
Netherton just kind of nonchalantly walks into the end zone.
Yeah.
As Middleton is on to attempt his 4th extra point of this evening.
Players are set. Holders in place.
Balls.
Ball's down, kicks up, and it's good. Under pressure.
Under pressure.
Panthers getting in there, almost able to get in front of that ball. But Middleton's able to get the kick off, and it's good.
Number 56 there for the Panthers. Mike, he needs to get off the field. You cannot take your helmet off in the middle of a game and be on the sideline. And he's just walking slowly to the...
Yeah, maybe since a dead clock right now. I don't know if that makes any difference, but maybe since the play clock isn't live, they're not calling anything on there. But just under 46 seconds left to go in the third period. And now the Vikings have a 3-point lead, 31-28.
Now you put it back on your defense. See if they can force another 3 and out. It seems like whatever they did, or it looked like they went back to what they did the first quarter against the Panthers on that last possession. You see Johnson and Luoffalo trying to pump up the sideline. And Middleton's kick is up.
And fielded at about the 2. He keeps it out of the end zone.
And Dylan Jones will be out to about the 25, maybe the 26.
Looks like they're going to spot him right on the 25. So nice return. He was down inside the 1. So about a 25-yard return on that kick. Nice play, and very wisely. You could tell he was really watching his toes to make sure he stayed outside of the end zone. So able to get an extra 5 yards on there.
Well, if he catches the ball out of the end zone and it takes him in, wouldn't that be a safety?
I don't think so. Not on the kick.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Bongsy's under pressure, and he's going to get
down.
sacked. Helmet pops off, but Bongsy goes down. Oh, and then a late hit.
That was the continuing. Well, you have to agree with that. And Melee
that looked like number 1, Tamar Thomas, with a late throwdown. And there's Melee's the quarterback's helmet was ripped off at the end. But here you'll see at the end, Melee's kind of wrapped up.
Don't hurt his baby face.
I don't know if he
it's
really...
number 3, sorry. I said the wrong name. Chris Myers. So it looks like Myers is probably going to be the one that was flagged for that. It was kind of a late hit. The play was already dead. Melee's helmet was off. And then Myers went ahead and gave him a hard shove to the ground.
And Chanel, he's arguing his case. I mean, the players, they play until the whistle, and sometimes you can't hear the whistle, but I mean, that was...
But I think
once
it was already
you see the
played
helmet
dead.
pop off,
yeah.
it's dead.
Right. And he was already, definitely there was no forward momentum. They'd already had the sack, so it sounded like the whistles had already blown.
And it looked like Myers...
There we've got personal foul.
Face mask. I wouldn't call that a face mask. Well, I guess the helmet did pop off.
Maybe when it popped off, yeah. Wow, that's a big change. So the penalty against Miamisburg brings the ball out to the 37-yard line, and that's going to give them a first down.
That's only a 12-yard penalty, though. Or unless it's 15 from the spot foul.
There, they're changing it.
Okay.
Now there it's...
Why are they moving up into... I do not understand.
Now the ball is going to be spotted at the Miamisburg 48-yard line. So that is a huge penalty.
That has to be 15 on the face mask, and then I'd assume
and then 15 for personal foul
on the
or something.
coach. I would assume 15 on the coach for being on the field and arguing.
So you went from losing yards on a sack to picking up
30.
about 30 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 into Miamisburg territory at the Miamisburg 48-yard line. 33 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Wow, what a change.
But Melee should have to come out of the game. His helmet came off. And look, Myers is chasing him down from behind, and Myers is going to get the tackle. But
so he's from the near, and now we have a flag, and it looks like it's going to be on the Miamisburg sideline. The ref on the near sideline had his head turned toward the Miamisburg side, and as the somebody from the coaching staff moved back and forth, that's when the ref grabbed the flag and tossed it.
Maybe if our cameraman can zoom in on the man in the white hat. Bench warning.
Sideline violation, yeah, against Miamisburg.
But
now let's see if it's just going to be a warning or is it going to be penalty yards.
It should just
Usually
be a
the
warning.
first
I
one's a
think
warning.
that's just a warning.
Yeah.
Now, Chanel, you better stay on that sideline.
So they didn't move the ball at all. We're
So
just outside the 41.
All lives matter, guys, okay?
So we have second and it looks like about 3 to go.
Whitecaps matter.
So
Just
that was
across the
just a
41.
warning.
Yeah.
Now, the next one will
And now
cost you 5 yards.
The ball marker started to move, so he had to reset for one of the stick markers. Run goes up the middle. He's got the first down, it looks like.
That's Dylan
And another
Jones.
yard or two.
And I think I see another flag come in. I think I saw another flag come in.
They picked it up already.
And let's watch. Oh, pan over to the left. There we go. Face mask against Miamisburg.
Miamisburg. What,
5 yard.
that's
It's a-
6 penalties in about 2 plays.
So it's a 5-yard penalty. Now we've got the ref on the near side stops the clock. Timeout, Miamisburg.
Yes, that's a good call here.
You've got to regroup. Take a minute, catch a breather, reset your guys. It's now 1st and 10. The ball is on the 30-yard line of Miamisburg after they've given up quite a few yards in penalties.
Look,
Wow.
you can see here, the Vikings coach, he's not in the huddle. He wants to talk to the ref. He has to watch out. He could get himself ejected from this game if he keeps that temper up. Now watch, you can see the ref here. Maybe if we can focus on that conversation, we could see.
Maybe it's just a friendly consultation.
Chanel has both hands up in it. Because, I mean, you can't be mad at him if he wants an explanation for what's happened.
Oh, he's mad.
Just over 10 seconds left in the third quarter. So I think this third quarter's been about as exciting as the first half. So a lot of back and forth. It's been a good quarter so far.
Well, I don't think Chanel got what he wanted out of that as the ref pointed to the sideline and he walked away. But so Miamisburg, they seem to be unraveling at the seams right now.
A good demonstration of conflict resolution. Both sides listened. Both sides took part in the discussion, and
You don't see
the
it
result stayed.
peacefully
Oh,
that
and now
way.
we have another clock stoppage. The ref on the near side once again
I don't think the play
says
clock started.
not to start. And there's some sort of discussion again on the near side.
He just made sure we're still going to dinner, right?
So they're back. Play clock has not started yet. 10.2 seconds left. 1st and 10 at the 30. Maley takes the ball, passes across the middle, complete.
Oh, and he's hit hard. That's Johnson with the hard hit on number 24.
Griffin Brown.
And that was a first down, so that'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Just
And
over 5 seconds left.
I think Springboro's going to try to get... Well, no, they won't.
Tackles made by number 13, Tyler Johnson. Big hit on that play to stop the touchdown.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter in our MVCC Game of the Week, week number 7, powered by Frickers and Miami Valley Adapted Sports. Miamisburg's leading going into the fourth quarter, 31-28. But a lot of penalties there for the Vikings.
Yeah.
One penalty may be called the whole first half, and we have 6 on that drive against the Vikings.
Quite a bit of yardage given up on that play because we had, 30 yards for the first 2 penalties, the one play, another 5 yards for a face mask.
And then another 10 yards for a late hit. So about 50 yards of penalties right there. That's really what's...
All right, Emily's back online. Good check.
You see there,
Anybody there?
you've got the defensive huddle right there, and then you've got the head coach talking to the bigger huddle over here. Never really seen that.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Letting the defensive coaches deal with the specific players that are involved in this play, and coach maybe trying to get everybody else fired up, or maybe give them a reminder about no penalties. Don't make any foolish moves. When you're this close in a game, you definitely don't want to give up any foolish penalties or foolish yardage on just a silly mistake. Keep your head in the game, play it the way you've been taught, a nice heads-up play, and keep your team right in there. 1st and 10 at the 16, beginning of the fourth quarter, 12 minutes on the clock.
Looks like Melee will be in shotgun empty formation here to start this. He's got trips receivers to the bottom, and it looks like Tischler to the top.
And 2 receivers up there at the top of the screen.
Oh, Melee was standing in front of one. Oop.
Man comes in motion on the near side. Handoff comes to the near side. That's Tischler, I believe, gets it.
And
then
Johnson hits him back hard.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson, number 13.
Maybe he
brings
lost
him
the one
down.
on the play, maybe. It didn't look like he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And now they move him back about 2 yards, so 2nd and 12.
From the 18.
From the 18, yeah. Once again, Maley and shotgun, 3 receivers top of the screen, 2 receivers bottom.
And
Maley is
brought
tripped
down.
up, and he's brought down back at about the 23-yard line.
Looks like number 3 with the sack there for the Vikings.
Chris Myers. The Miamisburg fans getting a little bit more back into it now.
It's
getting pumped up. You hear more cowbells. You see the stands on their feet.
3rd and long. 3rd and 17 here from about the 20. Oh.
Yeah, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17. Maley's back. He's looking for a receiver. Coming to the near side. He's going to run it. He crosses the line of scrimmage and gets down to about the 15-yard line. Looks like where he goes out of bounds.
Well, this is Charlie Cubander time. Time to put the trust in your kicker to tie this game up.
So they've got about, I'd say maybe 4th and 8, 4th and 9. They spotted the ball at the 9-yard line, so he's got 4th and 8. They've got to get down to the 6 for the first down.
Yeah, I see Cubander out there, number 20. But number 12, Cameron Roundtree, is the backup quarterback, just to throw that thought out there in case they want to fake it. But, I mean, with Cubander in his range, this is well within his house.
Yeah. Snaps back, holds down, kick is up. And it's
no good.
No good. It's to the near side. It was off to the left side of the upright. One of his few misses this year.
And Miamisburg takes over from the 20.
Cubander came in 6 of 8 for field goals. So 6 for 9 now.
And really, you got to give that credit. I mean, that's Chris Myers all right there, getting that big sack in the backfield.
And a lot of defensive pressure from the Viking defense on here. They've stepped it up a notch. Well, but then they played, I guess, this year pretty much all year. So it seems like they've stepped up a little bit in the second half compared to what they let happen at the end of the first half. Not let happen, but what did happen at the end of the first half.
If you're Vikings, you have to get points on this drive. You have to go up at least 6 to force Springboro to call or make a touchdown.
The Vikings visitors with a 3-point lead right now. 10:44 left to go in the game. Run goes up the middle. He finds a gap. He's across the 25 and across the 30 to about the 31-yard line.
That is Jake Netherton, I believe, number 46.
Yeah, Netherton once again.
I wish we had a stat sheet. I mean, he has to be well over 100 yards rushing. I mean, he's not even running behind a block.
No. He's slowing down and keeps that arm out of there so he can hit a guy and push him out of the way and then just go right around him and just follows almost following the channel of a river. Finds that gap and exploits it and just oozes right on through there and picks up the yardage that they need. So 1st and 10. Netherton once again finds a gap, breaks through a defender, goes past another.
First down and more. He's to midfield, maybe. He steps out at the 46, the refs say. But nifty footwork there along the sideline and shifting his momentum.
I think that was Etheridge that was able to finally push him out. I think that's 27 down here coming up at the bottom of your screen. Yeah, 27 Etheridge is finally able to push him out. And that probably saved him from getting another 10 or 15 yards. So 1st and 10 now, ball spotted on the 46-yard line. Another big first down for Miamisburg. Nice shot from the camera crew, looking right down on the line of scrimmage. Netherton has the ball again, bounces to the outside.
And he gets corralled that time.
Pushed down by number 29, Andrew Wiedemann. So the ball's now at the 49-yard line. He picks up about 3. 2nd and 7 at the 49.
They're wearing the more darker blue with the Springboro spraying on the field, so I was like, wait, what?
If you're Miamisburg, you think about now trying to take as much time as you can.
Hand off to Netherton again. He goes up and picks up about another 3 yards. He's down to the Springboro 48. So another pickup of 3. So we're going to have 3rd and 4. Yeah, he's just a nice runner. Like I say, it just seems like have a lot of body control and just able to shift back and forth. You know, it's almost like watching Le'Veon Bell, with the Steelers or something like that. And just, doesn't go full tilt right into the line. He takes his time a little bit, sees what gap develops, and then runs right through that gap.
And that
pitch goes to Netherton, and he is stopped.
I see the ref should have blown that whistle way before that. I mean, he looked like 53.
Tyler Hasbrook made that tackle. He immediately grabbed Netherton and stopped him from going anywhere. But then again, I can kind of see that the way Netherton's been able to break free some of those tackles. I guess the ref's waiting just a moment to see if he's going to break free and pick up some yardage again. But, yeah, Hasbrook was able to drag him down and keep him from getting really anywhere. Ball spotted back at the 46-yard line again, so they lost about 5. And it looks like we're back 4th and 10 at the 46.
Punt is off.
Nice high kick. Ball's going to be fielded just behind the 20-yard line.
And Tischler's drug down from behind, and that looks like number 7, Cooper Justice.
Yeah. He gets him. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at maybe the 18.
So just under 8 minutes left here in this fourth quarter of the game of the week.
3-point game. We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. Game 7 of the Miami Valley Communications Council Game of the Week. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Frickers, once again, for everything you do to help out with these broadcasts. Pass is complete to the near side. The receiver's got room.
Well, everybody on Miamisburg side standing up for a flag. I didn't see anything
there was
wrong.
A little bit of a late hit as the receiver was going out of bounds. Looks like he got nudged a little bit. Reggie comes on the ball screen. He gets about to the 25.
I think they were wanting a hold there on the edge, but it looked clean.
2nd and 1 at the 25.
Meale's back.
He's going to the far side, being chased.
Has the first down and more.
Tucks it and runs and gets out to near the 35-yard line.
So about a gain of 12.
So we've got 1st and 10 at the 35.
Tyler Johnson with the tackle there for the Vikings.
Mealy in shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the screen. Pass is complete to number 24, and that is Griffin Brown.
And he's out to the 45, so that'll be close to another first down.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to measure, if they're going to move the chains up. They move the chains. That's another first down. 1 play, 1 first.
These refs have to have really good eyesight. I mean, these are a lot. They're close to call. And Mealy's going to scramble. And he
moves across midfield and down to the Springboro 47.
Looks like he was tripped up by number 50 of the Vikings. That's Travis Dorsey.
And then number 7, Cooper Justice, a little bit slow to get up on that last play. Doesn't seem like he's really shaken up. Maybe just grab an extra breath or 2 before he goes on. Play goes off quick. Mealy gets the ball complete.
That's Brown.
Up to Griffin Brown again.
And he's down inside
the 32, 33-yard line.
Springboros.
Yeah, they're all definitely this.
Look at that. I mean, Miamisburg's
hurry up
not
offense
set.
now. No, but that's I think what the Panthers need to do. It worked on the last play. They took a little bit more time this time.
And number 15 looks like he'll get a sack there. Quinn Coonley.
No, Mealy picked up about a yard on the play.
Oh, so tackle.
Yard maybe 2. But he definitely was under pressure, but he was able to get back up to just about the 30-yard line, right on the 30. So he picked up a couple yards. So 2nd and 8 from the 30.
Rest, stop the clock.
Now they're going to restart it again. Not sure what that what stoppage was for.
I mean,
2nd and 8. Maley's got it. He's looking for his. Nope, he's going to tuck it and run. He's brought down back at just outside the 30. And that was number 3, Chris Myers, that drags him down.
that's his second sack in this fourth quarter.
A loss of maybe 3 yards on that play. They're going to spot the ball at the 31, so he lost a couple on that play. Looks like we've got 3rd and 9 now from the 31, almost 32. And the Miamisburg side is really pumping up their cheering. Maley looks for receiver on the near side. He's got it.
Pushed out of bounds, though, so that'll stop the clock. And it looks like Kovacs.
Still well short of the first down.
You've got to take the field goal. I mean, Hubander, it's his range.
They've got
There he comes.
4th and 3. They're going to bring in the kicking team. So the ball is at the, we got the 27-yard line, 37,
26.
about a 42-yard kick.
It's out to about, looks like the 33 is where he's holding it. This will be his longest of the season. But you have to reiterate, Cameron Roundtree, the holder, is the backup quarterback. And you've got the tight end, number 33, Tony Sandalwick, out there on the sideline. Maybe he can go out there for that quick catch.
Hubander's back. He puts it up, and it looks like it's good.
It
is.
Tied
So
at-
he's got a 43-yard field goal. His long prior to this game was 35. So now his long is 43. Nice kick.
Beautiful, right down the uprights. And
Yeah.
we're tied up at 31 here.
And with the depth on that ball, he probably could have gone back another 5 or 10 yards. You know, that wasn't just a squeaker over top the crossbar. He definitely had the range on that one.
If you would have told me before tonight that we would have 62 points, I
Yeah.
don't know if I would have believed you. The defense is,
Did you see that run?
it's like they're not even there. It's just an offensive, which touchdown run's going to be longer. It seems like so far, and if Miamisburg can hold on
Gotcha.
for 5.5 minutes and maybe get in field goal range, they can escape this one with a win.
Well, the Panthers had given up an average of almost 30 points per game versus where the Vikings had given up an average of only about 15. So both teams at 31 now. This is, it's a little bit tighter than what we thought it was going to be. I think we both thought that Miamisburg was going to have a much bigger lead, or more of a lead.
Right. I mean, Springboro has
going into the fourth quarter, but yeah,
clawed
Springboro's
their
managed to
ways
come right
back.
back in.
This is by far probably one of the best games either team has played so
Yeah.
far this year, competitive-wise.
No rest for Hubander. He's back to do the kickoff again.
Yeah, this will be in the end zone. We don't even need to watch it.
Spreads his guys out a little bit. Lines up, well, it looks like a little bit further back this time than what he's kicked off from. He's usually only been back about 5 or maybe 6 yards. This time he's back 7 or 8.
And
And a booming kick.
right off the crossbar. I thought it was in.
Almost had that field goal like we were talking about before.
Isn't that
So,
like the
wow.
Harlem Globetrotter 4-point shot? You
I don't know
see
if you
here
can see
in the
that at the
replay.
end, but
Watch the
it's
ball.
gonna-
Doink.
Wow.
You got to give him style points on that one. Now, weird, last week during an NFL game, I saw the kicker kick it off the goalpost and it rolled out to the 19-yard line, so close enough for a touchback. The refs only had to move the ball a yard. Just weird the way that the ball can bounce off things. And
Plays reset. Springboro has the ball. 1st and 10 at their 20.
Tony
Run
Clark
comes
gets
to the near
carry.
side. He's got 5, 10, 15 yards. He's out to the 40, 45, at the 50, down to the 45, down to the 40, and gets dragged out of bounds. A big pickup on the first play from scrimmage.
Tony Clark, he's kind of been a sub-shadow for the past 2 weeks under Jake Netherton, but right there, a big, probably 40-yard run there, putting him into Panther territory.
He's
really-
inside the 40 at the 39-yard line.
Really, I thought Miamisburg would have come out and held the ball for a little bit, but
So about a 41-yard rush on that play.
Well, if the defense or the offense is going to block for you, take advantage of that.
Nice run by Clark. So 1st and 10 at the 39, 5:15 left in the game.
I think they're all focused on Netherton. They kind of forgot about Clark. As Netherton
Run goes up the middle.
Hurdles over the line, it looked like.
And he gets down to, looks like the 35-yard line, so picks up 4.
I thought I covered my.
Yeah, ball spotted right on the 35. So gain of 4 will make it 2nd and 6 at the 35. Play clock starts.
2nd, 6. And this is where Miamisburg needs to take control of this game.
Right.
If you're Steve Chanel, you want to take every second that you can
Right.
and dialing
Run
up
down.
that play.
Don't let the Panthers have too much time, but you've got to worry about getting it in the end zone too. Man in motion at the top. Handoff.
That's Clark once again. He
He's
has
got
the
the-
hole, and he's pushed out of bounds. And it looks like the
22, maybe 21. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 21-yard line, so a 1st down again.
for the Vikings. Tony Clark, kind of like last year, put the team on his back in that final drive. Well, first he intercepted the ball.
There's the replay. Gets down. Yeah, gets pushed out of bounds at about the 21. Looks like Luke Walker really helping out on that last tackle down there.
So he did get pushed out of bounds, so I mean that'll stop the clock.
4:31
Something Steve
left.
Chanel didn't want to happen.
But gives them time to come up with a good play.
Right. With how quick Tischler and Kovacs can get down the sideline, I don't think you give Springboro the ball back with 30 seconds and they could score.
Handoff goes up the middle.
That looks like Clark once again.
And he's only back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. He might have gotten up to the 20.
We gotta find it.
Or was that actually Netherton with the carry up the middle?
Ball spotted now at the 19, so
They
gain
gave
of
him 2.
Gain of 2, yeah.
Who's vaping
That was
around?
very generous.
I think so. Well, maybe they're making up for a couple of spots in the first half of the game.
See Vongsy trot in there to the huddle. Play clock, we're down to 10 already.
2nd and 8. Under center, receiver top of the screen, man in motion, going to the top. He's looking to pay. No, he's going to keep it and run.
Vongsy
He's
has
inside
a block
the 20,
on the
down to
outside.
15, down to the 10, down to the 7. He goes out of bounds at about the 6, maybe 7-yard line. So that's going to be another 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal. 1st and goal, Miamisburg. 3:41 left in the game.
I thought Vongsy handed it off, but that's the struggle trying to defend this wing T offense. I mean, you could hand it to the initial running back or pull back and hand it to him, but Vongsy has the thing to cover out.
We've got Johnson coming off. Look how
Limping.
he's kind of holding his right arm, hanging limp at his side. That's not real good for Miamisburg, but hopefully he'll be all right shortly. I'm sure they'll check him out on the sideline, but he wasn't moving his right arm much. Vongsy's under center, hands it off to Netherton, goes up the middle.
And he'll be
Starts to break free, but he's inside the 5 to about the 4. So 2nd and goal from the 4.
I still haven't seen Johnson come down here to look at a trainer look at him.
No.
Maybe like when Mr. Miyagi said, distraction is the ultimate key. Yeah, well, he checks into the game. He just needs some water.
He's still not moving his right arm much,
No,
though.
not really.
When he came off, he didn't move it much at all. He's moving it a little bit now. But hopefully he's not banged up too bad for their team.
And
Now it looks like we have a timeout.
Well, not yet. He's going to let this one go down as far as it can. So, Steve Chanel called timeout with 2:57 left in our MVCC Game of the Week, week number 7. This one's turned out to be a barn burner.
Yeah. Exciting game so far. We've had some good luck seeing some exciting games for the Game of the Week. It's been a pretty nice over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it seems like the competition slowly. I mean, you're not getting blowouts every week
Right.
like we were used to.
Right.
So a lot of people are. The competition's starting to level out, and we got to cover West Carrollton win this year.
Right. There you go, yeah. Always an exciting event down there.
Too bad I don't do Cannon anymore.
So yeah, 2:57 left in the game. Both teams in their respective huddles for a moment. Miamisburg looking to get into the end zone once again and not leave the Panthers too much time to come back and try and score again to tie it up.
And relatively, we have possibly what could be two of the better games we have next 2 weeks. Next week, we got a Southwest Buckeye League showdown as the Valley View Spartans, who started the season 5-0 and have kind of lost 2 out of the last 3, takes on the Oakwood Lumberjacks, and then Spirit Chain in 2 weeks, Centerville and Fairmont down at Roush.
Netherton goes up the middle, and I think he's going to be stopped at about the 1, maybe the 2. Where are they going to spot it? One ref's at the 1, one ref, they mark it at the 2.
Come on, 2.
And I think
Clock
Springboro
stops and timeout Panthers.
Yeah, not a bad timeout there. I mean, it just saves Miamisburg from taking another 35, 40 seconds off the clock.
Yeah. I kind of wondered about that spot. I thought Netherton had gotten closer down toward the 1, and it looked like one of the refs was down near the 1 yard line, but then they moved the ball back to the 2. Maybe his knee was down before, and marked the ball there.
You got that shot already?
So 2:45 left. An exciting game. Once again, thank you to Frickers for sponsoring tonight's Miami Valley Communications Council Game of the Week. We appreciate everything you do each week. So, if you're looking for a snack after you watch this rebroadcast, maybe stop by one of your local Miami Valley Frickers. Food, fun, and sports. Check out Frickers. And just a quick reminder, too, before too long, it'll be time for the basketball tip-off. So check in at MVCC.net. Check out your schedule for the game of the week there. We'll be doing quite a few of the games from various cities around the Miami Valley.
I think our first game for that is going to be the doubleheader varsity game. The Springboro girls take on the Fairmont girls down here.
Okay.
And then followed by the men's varsity.
Okay.
That's always a nice way to start off the season.
3rd and goal.
Looks like Vongsy's over here. So it looked like Netherton down to the 1, and I think Springboro took another timeout.
Yep, timeout Springboro.
Who's live?
And ball's at the 2 again.
So 4th and goal.
So no gain on that last play. They didn't really lose, but didn't really gain anything. Still at the 2 yard line.
What do? You roll the dice? You
I
punch it in?
think so. I think you've got to get Netherton up the middle again.
If not, you're giving Springboro the ball at the 2.
At the 2, yeah. But and you may turn that into a safety. You may not, whatever. But it's going to be tough for them to move around much from the 2 yard line.
Right.
But the way Netherton's been running, and even if Vongsy can go up the middle, maybe the 2 guys just power charge right up the middle. And I'm not sure which one's going to carry the ball, but I would guess Netherton. He seems to be taking just a little bit more time to find that gap. Where it seems like if Vongsy runs, he wants to run more toward the outside or just immediately charge up the middle, the quarterback sneak.
Oh.
So I would guess Netherton.
Could always do what the Chicago Bears used to do. The
Refrigerator
fridge.
Perry, yeah.
Give Myers the ball to let him plow over someone.
2:40 left in the game, 4th and goal from the 2 yard line.
Miamisburg breaks the huddle. I don't even see Netherton on the field.
Now he is.
There's the hair.
Yep. Vongsy's under center. Netherton's lining up in the backfield on the left.
Clark on the right.
Yep. So you got 2 powerhouse runners in the back. Vongsy's got the ball. He keeps. And he gets in almost untouched. One guy got his hands on him from the Vikings. From the Panthers. But a 2 yard rushing touchdown for Vongsy.
And the Vikings are going crazy down there on the sideline. You keep them on the sidelines. You can't get over on that.
Now at the end of that play for the Panthers, number 27, Lucas Etheridge, was the guy that got his hands on Vongsy. And it looked like when he hit the ground, it looks like he may have been shaken up a little bit. And I don't know. Oh, he's still out there. He's in the backfield on the right side of the line. Kick is up.
And good. So Blake Middleton puts the Vikings up 7. 38-31.
2:36 left. There you see Vongsy's run.
This is starting to remind me like the Centerville Springboro game we did last year. Oh, that 50-49 was the final on that one?
Exciting finish on that, definitely. That's been an exciting game the last 2 or 3 years. And like I say, even then, like we talked a little bit before about the crazy finish in this year's game.
Right.
Springboro looked like they were going to take it, and then just a couple crazy plays at the end. Interception just outside the end zone, but that was after Centerville tried to punt, bounced it off one of the guys' heads, and then Springboro landed on the ball at about the 10-yard line, 7-yard line, something like that. And then Centerville was able to come back with the interception and finish the game.
Well, it's
so
like
a
last
crazy
week
finish.
up in Beaver Creek. The Panthers, they were up 17 with 2.5 left. They tried to punt, and it went right off of Q-Bander's side of the foot and maybe went 12 yards.
Wow.
And they picked that, or they scored on that one, and then Springboro fumbled it, and they picked it up and ran it for a touchdown, and that put them down 3. But Springboro's defense came out and stopped them 3 times from within inside the 10.
Kick is up, kind of a line drive kick. Fielded inside the 5 at maybe the 4.
Dylan Jones making some moves. He's out to the 30. And it looks like that's where this drive will start for the Panthers.
Start out so pretty. Look at who you're right.
Watched a replay of kind of a crazy kick for points in a, looked like maybe junior high game, but a very low kick. The ref was back behind the defensive line watching it, skipped off the ref's forehead, took his hat off his head, then hit the crossbar and went up, and the point was good.
Yeah, refs considered in play.
Yep, he's part of the field.
I saw that, and I was like, there's no way.
Panthers looking to come back and tie it up again. 2.5 minutes left to go.
Melee trying to get out of bounds, and I don't think he did.
He picked up the first down. He's got 1st and 10 at the 43. Clock stops for a moment for the Chains. Play clock starts. He got out of bounds. Yeah, the clock still stops, so he was out of bounds. Maley keeps the ball. He picks up 5, picks up about 8 yards across midfield and down to, it looks like they're going to spot him at the 48-yard line of the Vikings. So 2nd and a yard to go.
Melee, no, he's going to run it
the
up
ball.
the middle again.
He runs up the middle. He's got the first down, and he's down just outside the 45.
You've got to watch out, though. I mean, Melee, the way he's running up that middle, if he could hold on to that ball, it could pop out.
Yeah. 1st and 10, ball spotted on the 45-yard line. 1:54 left in the game. Maley's in shotgun. He's going to keep it again, right up the middle.
And if you're the Vikings, I mean, you got to put someone on Tischler and Kovacs like they are. But, I mean, it looks like Maley's just going to run this one up the whole.
Marcus Amisul, number 52, kind of dragged Maley down on that play. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line now, 2nd and 5. Yeah, maybe a long 5.
Just a minute and a half left here.
Maley in shotgun. He takes the ball. Looks like he's going to pass across the middle, complete. That's number 17, Tischler. Tischler goes down after picking up the first down at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 30. 1:19 left in the game.
You can hear Miamisburg's fans screaming turnover. And really, that's the only way that seems like they could stop it.
Maley's back looking for receiver. Throws to the near sideline.
Incomplete. No, he caught it.
He caught it inbounds just inside the sideline.
I'm not even going to ask for a replay. There's too many Vikings players right there.
And we're at about where are we at? The 22-yard line, looks like?
Yeah. Clock's still going, though.
Yeah.
It should. It wasn't a first down.
2nd and 2.
The clock should be going. He didn't get out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the clock stopped on that one. 16
Kovacs
catches
breaks the tackle. Kovacs down inside the 10, maybe down to the 7.
Wow. Watch if we can see on this replay. Kovacs catches the ball, is hit, is able to hold on to it, spin free, kind of does a little rolling spin to it to his right, breaks free, and picks up another 4 or 5 yards after that, almost 10 yards.
Right.
So about another 8 yards after the initial contact.
That ball
Low
was on
snap
the
to
ground.
Maley.
And
Maley's got the ball, scrambles. He gets dragged down at the 10-yard line.
Looks like 75 there with the sack. That is really, I have 4 76s, but not a single 75. Defense, Vikings trying to pump up this defense. 2nd and goal. 30 seconds left. Melee to the end zone.
He scrambles, he runs forward, he's tripped up, he's hit at the 5, and is going to go down just inside the 5.
If you're the Panthers, you have to take that final timeout here. And I think they did. 28.5 seconds
Springboro.
left. That'll be 3rd and about, 2?
And we've got a player down. Who's that? That's number 54. And that is either Winholtz or Harover. Our roster has 2 54s on it.
Ooh, injury, yes.
3rd and 3 here. 28.5 seconds left. So this setting up to be a fantastic finish. Springboro
Yes.
needs the end zone to force an overtime, or at least force a shot at overtime.
That's Mr. Leo.
Player still down, shaking up on that play. It's one of the Miamisburg players down.
I didn't even see a Vikings player go down.
Yeah, he got hit in the back. Oh, sorry, that's a Springboro.
Number 50.
Number
oh, that's
54.
the-
Like, so yeah, that's either Harover or Winholtz. Shaking up on that play. Looks like kind of favoring his right leg a bit. So Panthers, you know, while having a player shaken up, I think are happy for a little bit of extra time to figure out what they want to do, what kind of play they want to make. 28 and a half seconds left.
You've got 2 shots at the end zone, but that's if you get out of bounds.
3rd and goal
no more-
from the 3-yard line.
No more timeouts for the Panthers.
They're
If
waiting
you're-
till the player gets all the way off the field. And, of course, to the player, they angle it a little bit, gives them a little bit of extra time.
Oh, here, let me just walk up 10 more yards.
Play
These-
clock starts.
Melee, look to the
Melee
end zone.
looks. He's got a receiver at the 6. He's dragged down at the 4.
Maybe a loss of 1. Springboro has to get to the sideline. You cannot spike it. It is 4th down.
Yeah.
16
But we
seconds
saw,
left.
I don't remember which game it was, we saw that happen a couple years ago.
Oakwood, next week's game. Look at Kovacs down here at the bottom.
Maley's
6 seconds left.
takes the snap. He drops back. He's looking for receiver to the near side.
He got it!
Caught it in the end zone about 3 yards deep.
That is Tischler,
Number 16,
or
Kovacs. Kovacs gets the touchdown. 2.2 seconds left. So it is all going to come down to this kick.
What an insane play there. Melee
And-
took that down to the final second.
Yeah. And if you had to come down to this, you've got your game basically riding on the foot of Cubander, who has been kind of their
Virtually
leading
flawless.
guy. Yeah.
Wait, where are they going?
Vikings take a timeout. 2.2 seconds left. A 1-point game. It's going to come down to Cubander's foot unless they try and run the 2.
I don't think Will Height's going
I
to
don't- yeah,
challenge
I-
that.
I-
He's
I
going to
don't
go
think
to
they will.
overtime. You
I
cannot.
think that'd be the smarter play. I
you
agree.
cannot take the automaticness out of Charlie Cubander.
You've got a pretty automatic shot with Cubander's foot putting it through the uprights, and then at least you've got a good chance. And both teams, though, both teams are playing very well, so it could be anybody's game in overtime.
We're sitting here on the, what is that, 75 points?
Yeah, 75-point game, and it's either going to be, 75 or we'll see 76, 77, depending. But I would imagine it's going to go off Cubander's foot.
If it doesn't, I will be completely shocked. No. Melee's coming out onto the field. I think Will Height's going for the win.
They don't want overtime.
This is the ball game.
So we've got Kovacs and Tischler both down at the near side. Maley's back there.
They're going to go transfer 2 points.
Zane Gray's in the backfield.
Instead of 1 by kicking.
This is the game right here. Springboro going for the win. No
Maley's
overtime.
in shotgun. One receiver to the far side, top of the screen, low snap. Maley passes to the near side. He's got it. 2-point conversion is good. Pass is caught by number 16, Nick Kovacs. 6'3", 195-pound senior wide receiver. Panthers take it by 1, win it by, or leading by 1 point. 2.2 seconds left. It's going to come down to the run back.
Cubander's going to squib this one. He might even just kick it right off the ground.
Wow.
Look at them. They're all
Excellent play there by Will Height. I wouldn't have went for the 2. I would have went for the overtime.
Kovacs under tight coverage on there, but was able to spin around, get his hands on the ball, and protect it. And the defender dropped.
22 seconds left.
A 1-point game, 2.2 seconds left.
Look at their senior section. They're like, we're out of here.
You could just see the liveness come out of the Miamisburg Vikings. I mean, they had this game won. Melee, 5 seconds left, and he hikes the ball.
It looked like Tyler Grimes, number 30, on the coverage there. Played it well, but Kovacs was just able to get his body turned around, get his hands on the ball.
When Kovacs stopped and planted to come back, that's when you knew it was coming back. And look, they put speed in the backfield. Clark and Netherton back to return this kick, something we haven't seen all night. But I don't see Cubander kicking it to them either.
No, unless they end up just trying a little hook and ladder, and try and lateral it back and forth to keep the ball alive.
Now remember, the game cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Right, yeah. They get an untimed down if so.
No.
But
we've seen that work to a lot of advantages.
Be a crazy finish no matter which way this goes. Another exciting game.
How about we just say after this play we're going to be done?
And I mean, just looking at this, this could end up knocking the Vikings out of the playoffs. Which, at 7, or if they could hold on to win the rest, 8-2, and they're just going to squib it, I'd fall on it.
Oh, the ball's here comes the hook and ladder. 15. It's back.
Clark has it now.
He's got a blocker, but he's wrapped up. He's brought down at the 35. The ball comes out. It's still out. It's still up in the air. He's got room.
The kicker to beat.
Who's got 7's got it.
But
he goes out of bounds. Cooper Justice had the ball. He goes to the far sideline but gets dragged out at about the 40-yard line or so. Time expires, and the Panthers are going to win 39-38 in a heck of an exciting finish.
Yes, this is by far one of the best MVCC game of the week so far this year.
Wow.
This one's going to be hard to top the rest of this year, but you see it there, 39-38 finals. Miamisburg falls to 5-2.
5-2.
Next week they will play at Lebanon down at James Vandergrift Stadium. Next week for the Vikings, they'll stay here home for senior night at home for Fairborn next week in their last home game of the season.
Well, it's been an exciting game. It wasn't quite the lopsided game I think we initially both thought it was going to be. Both teams really stayed in there. The Panthers were able to stay in there a lot closer than what we thought. They come out with a victory by 1, 39-38. Exciting game.
By far one of the best, most exciting games that I've seen. And these two put on a heck of a performance last year.
Yeah. And one of the nice things to see now, you see the teams out there shaking hands, even though it's been such a crazy game. There's no pushing, there's no shoving. I don't see anybody, knocking against one of the other guys. They're all shaking hands. You even see one of the other Panther players, it's number 28, on the opposite side of the line. And he's still kind of patting people on the head. So great sportsmanship from both teams out here after an incredibly tight contest between the two teams.
If you want to highlight where this game kind of took a toll towards the Panthers' way, is that drive where there was 50 penalty yards against the Vikings.
Yeah.
And that moved the Panthers into the touchdown.
Right.
Virtually.
Right. That made a huge shift in momentum in Miamisburg. It didn't totally defeat them, but it definitely took some of the wind out of their sails.
It put 7 points on the board that they could have maybe stopped for 3.
Right.
So, a heck of a performance here in our final game at Carefly Field this year. Next week we'll be at the Oakwood Lumberjack Stadium featuring a Southwest Buckeye League clash between the Valley View Spartans and the Oakwood Lumberjacks.
So hopefully that'll be a good game as well. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Anything else before we sign off?
Not that I could think of.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Remember, replays are available on Time Warner Channel 21, Basic Cable Channel 99, Saturday at noon, Sunday at 2 p.m., or check out the YouTube channel at MVCC, or you can go to MVCC.net to watch broadcasts of these games anytime.
Just click on MVCC, or 2016 Game of the Week tab.
Okay.
And it'll take you right there.
Yeah, and you'll have all the games of the week so far this season, and then if you go back into the archives, you can check out games from last year as well. So we hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We hope you'll check out games the rest of this week. And remember, basketball season coming up as well. Once again, thank you to Frickers and Miami Valley Adaptive Sports for your sponsorship. For Jared Bergstrom and myself, Michael Slager, have a great day. We'll see you next week.
Drive home safely.